Oh.
Let's just go ahead and group
Big
these.
message on the top left.
More Beltran.
Oh, it looks like it's a Windows capture or screen capture up there.
Group.
Oh, I know what that is. I think that's how they were doing the music in the background, but hopefully people can hear through mine.
There's Jerry.
Jerry, let me know what it sounds like. I've never played Journey to Silius. Silius? Silis. On my end, they can...
Where's that chat overlay coming from?
It looks like it's a window capture. I think that's what we were doing when we didn't have retrospect up.
Okay.
So people can see what was being played. But I should have it on my stream, so they should be able to read that, hopefully, or see
Right.
that.
I'll take it down so I find it. There it is. And shoo, gone. All right. How's that?
I think that works.
Cool. Cool. We're all ready to go. Oh. All right.
Sounds good.
I'm with
Awesome.
you.
Okay.
And I'm not taking off the
All right.
microphone, but I am going behind the counter.
All right, you do your thing, man.
Yeah. And
So,
Beltran
for the-
will be joining us soon.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Looking for new co-op players to play with, actually. So, this week's theme dedicated to my, I wouldn't say fallen comrades, but like I said, as we get closer to being more normal, people's schedules are changing back to normal schedules. And so, our co-hosts, Jeremy, and Josh, might not be able to always join us. So I decided to dedicate this theme this week to them and kind of think of some co-op games, things that you want to have like your friends with to play with and everything. Plus, it'd be a good opportunity to maybe think of games to get to play with you, Chris, since now you can do kind of like a virtual, kind of like how you're doing with the Streets of Rage.
Yes. Anything that's up for remote play on on Steam, I could potentially play co-op online.
I'm also wondering if there's a program that'll let you remote play like that. I think there is, because I remember Jerry and them. That's what people were using for Streets of Rage 4 the first time. Something called Parsec, I think. But we'll think about that in the future. But for now, I started putting a bunch of like newer games on there that you could potentially co-op and play with people with. And then I decided to add a bunch of old Nintendo, Super Nintendo ones, just because the music is tends to be a little cooler to me. Well, not cooler, but make a playlist of ending credits themes for the last VGM Wednesday Live. Aw, this isn't the last VGM Wednesday.
Yeah,
Live.
it's we're a long time for that one. If that's the rule, then you're gonna be waiting a long time.
Yeah. I haven't been hit by COVID, so I'm okay personally.
Even then, that's 2 weeks off. I don't even know if I have to take a much time off. It depends on how hard I get hit by COVID. If I'm holed up alone in this house.
Speaking of, I guess, weeks off, do you have any more news about Free Play's weekend stuff? It's like...
Okay, so Free Play Richardson and Arlington are not going to be open for delivery or to go. Our orders slowed down to such a point. I mean, you saw me on the weekends. I was here practically all Sunday, and I was on call. So as other businesses are allowed to open up and we are still not allowed to open up, that makes it even that much harder as the world continues to try and crush us specifically, but fails. So we're not opening as a to-go because, I don't know that they're like making it worth the while of, the volunteer bar staff. So
Gotcha.
free play, Denton will be open for Growler sales, and I kind of feel like going out there, to be honest with you, because I know they've been having. You've been out there for like the socially distanced.
Oh yeah.
Meetup
It's a
and
good time.
yeah, I definitely like. I've become more and more close with the Denton Finance clan, as I feel like we all have during this time. So I want to see them. I always have. Like every time they get
together.
together.
Them. I didn't know them until all of this really. Like I knew of Shannon. I knew of some of them that play like pinball. So basically just Ethan, pretty much. But yeah, I didn't know them personally. I've met them once in person, I guess, with masks on. So it was awkward.
Well, I mean, everybody knows. We all know who each other is, like in spirit, because we've talked so much. So
technically, I think I met Derek through like Street Fighter because it was a random geef that I was playing when I was in Denton. I was just like, hey, this person kind of knows how to play. I should tell him about all the people in Richardson. And he's like, oh no, I play here in Denton with people like, and I think he mentioned Lego at the time. So I was like, oh okay. So
it's a good description of
scene up there.
Good description of Derek. Kind of knows how to play.
It wasn't somebody. It was somebody who was patient enough to pick Geef 1 and then walk forward and block sometimes. So I was like, okay, this person knows what they're doing.
Yeah, he can reversal lariat too. So that's that's a pretty good skill to have.
Boat guy on the stream. Hey, boat guy.
Hey, Jeremy.
I hope you're able to throw some stuff into the mix. And I think you have. Let's see, because I didn't add this. I wonder who added this. I wish it would show who added this. It didn't show who added it. But Sunset Riders, awesome. What do you think of when you think of co-op games? I guess, do you think of the arcade specifically, or what system do you think of co-op games?
Nothing specifically. I definitely think of consoles or home gaming because I think of playing games specifically with my brother.
Okay.
So Sonic 2 and 3 come to mind. Because I'd play those. Like he would watch me play Sonic, and he'd be terrible at it. Like anytime I give him the controller, he would just die immediately. Well, Sonic 2 came out. He could be Tails and still die immediately, and then we'd continue on. And every once in a while, one glorious time, he would get a hit in, and it would just make his day.
Nice. I guess it's weird. I think of different eras. I think of nowadays it's mostly like PC and like online games.
Sure.
But when I think of console, I actually think of maybe PS1 days, PS1 and somewhat Super Nintendo days. Mostly because like my sisters at the time were too young to play during like the Nintendo era, and even during some of the SNES era. But I do remember they started getting better at games and stuff. The older that they got. So definitely that PS1, PS2 era. I didn't put it on here, but something we all played all the time for some reason was the SmackDown game on PS2.
Oh yeah, you can play tag team.
Yeah, we played tag team, or we'd play specifically the story mode all the time, where one of us will always enter the ring or something. Yeah, career mode pretty much. But Resident Evil 5.
I did do that one.
I don't know if Jerry put this in there or not. Oh, you put Resident Evil 5 on there?
I didn't put it in there, but I definitely played that game co-op a good bit.
Yeah, is 5 the first of the co-op ones?
Yes, and
yes.
It's
okay.
As a story, like I don't. No offense to the Journeyman, but I'm not a fan of the. Basically, the last time I enjoyed the story of Resident Evil, it was Code Veronica. I don't even like 4. Like it's just a different. 4 is okay, but it's a different game entirely. It doesn't feel related at all to Resident Evil.
I understand.
So I didn't really get into the narrative of it. However, I did get into playing the whole game with Sarah, my best friend. And when that game really opened up was when we finally finished the stupid narrative part, and it just unlocked the Mercenaries mode where you could co-op that, and that was the bomb. Co-oping that with your friends and just getting higher scores. Holy cow, that was fantastic.
I don't remember if I played the mercenary mode. I think I bought 5 because I was a big fan of 4. And I'll be honest, 4 is like the first one that I got into. I think it's because a friend of mine had a GameCube. I never had a GameCube, but I remember beating 4 and like actually wanting to play through it again. And when 5 came out and there's like the opportunity to do that with a friend, I was like, okay, this is kind of sweet. But the online stuff never really, I guess, caught on to me, I guess. I think I still have Resident Evil 5 somewhere. It was 360 and PS3 era, wasn't it?
I would not recommend anyone play Resident Evil 5 unless they had a buddy. And it feels like when you get done with the story mode, it just, I guess it's prepped you enough with the mechanics of the game to be ready for Mercenaries mode, or you might just like jump straight in to Mercenaries mode and just sink or swim. But I can tell you it feels like a beat 'em up / shoot 'em up at that point, because like it feels very much like we've been having fun with Streets of Rage 4, where it's not about like necessarily beating the level or beating the game, but like doing the sickest combo with your buddy. Like, okay, I'm about to drop the combo. Now you pick it up over here, because there are combos in Mercenaries mode. So you're on this side of the map, and they're on that side of the map, and they're continuing to combo the zombies.
Ever play that weird Street Fighter Alpha 3 co-op mode?
Dramatic battle?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, you can play like Ken and Ryu against Bison or something like that.
I haven't, but I know that's Carlos's jam.
Yeah, I do remember like playing with friends and trying to, I guess, combo or like uppercut into another person's uppercut into another person's uppercut, that kind of thing. It's funny because like Street Fighter Cross Tekken was like that at first. I remember at like an Evo, you'd go into a mode where like you control both players, like you take turns. So if you like were able to jab with one person, the move over to the next person, and so weird 2-player combos with one player, which is weird.
Yeah, that's a mind F right there.
So I'm pulling up Sonic 3 because that was like one of the first things they talked about. What console do you think of when you think of
co-op?
Co-op game.
I mean, for me, it's in my era, so it was Genesis. But you know, because Streets of Rage, I mean, that's all Genesis until this last iteration. That's just, I was a Genesis kid. I needed that blast processing, whatever that means, which is nothing.
Yeah.
And when I think of like,
Speaking of Streets of Rage.
Oh, go straight.
The Easter egg. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think of those co-op games, and I'm trying to give the same era, like Super Nintendo, its due on co-op games, but I can't really think of them readily, because I do think of very good multiplayer games with the Super Nintendo, but they're one-on-one, like Bomberman, right?
That's what I think of when I think of co-op, though. Well, I guess not really co-op.
Yeah, no, it's everybody kill your friends.
Some beat-em-ups had like a 4-player mode, but I just remember playing. Well, Secret of Mana. Secret of Mana is a huge one. I don't know why I didn't put that on there. Hopefully someone did, but Secret of Mana was something that me and my 2 other buddies were like, oh, it's an RPG, but it's multiplayer, and you can. It was something we played throughout the summer. So yeah, I was a Super Nintendo person. I think maybe because I just had the Nintendo, as a kid. And so the games that I remember playing with like friends co-op wise, I guess they were maybe a little against each other. I put Bomberman on here because you could still play the game co-op mode, like the whole, I guess, story mode or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I getcha.
But yeah, we definitely had more fun against each other on that.
That game starts at 4 players against each other.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it's hard to think of any co-op ones. Like, I guess there's Final Fight stuff that.
Right, but I can't. I have trouble like speaking of Final Fight when Streets of Rage exists, because listen to this music. It crushes everything in Final Fight. The gameplay is better.
Yeah.
Like Final Fight has its place, and I played it a lot in the arcades, but. The relationship of Streets of Rage to Final Fight feels like the relationship of the Fast Ms. Pac-Man to the original Pac-Man, which is like okay, now I've graduated to this game and I'm never going back. Like it's a purely nostalgia that I would play Final Fight over Streets of Rage.
Yeah. General Yagov talking about how co-op to him is mostly arcade games.
And I see that. Turtles.
Yeah. Yeah. Simpsons. Are there any that are like
Joust.
pop out into your mind?
Joust.
Oh,
Mario Brothers.
Co-op?
Absolutely, yeah. No, we've taken it away from the way that it used to be all the time in the arcades, which was you put in a quarter and you very much defend your player 1 or player 2 so that you guys can tag team the level together and get further.
Interesting.
Yeah, and actually we had Lonnie McDonald, the Joust Master, on, and he has the co-op record of Joust with Steve Sanders, who was featured in, what was it, King of Kong.
Huh. It's funny you mentioned that because I put an old Nintendo. I don't know which came out first. I'm assuming Joust came out before Balloon Fight.
Yes, Joust came out before Balloon Fight and before Mario Brothers. Mario Brothers is a riff on Joust.
Okay. But Balloon Fight is the one that I remember playing like with my sisters and stuff, and that one was very co-op to us. And then when we got bored of accidentally hitting each other, we would play the B mode, which is like the weird nighttime, just get through a maze kind of deal or whatever.
Have you had a chance to play versus Balloon Fight at Free Play Denton?
Aren't all Balloon Fight games mostly versus?
Yeah,
it'll accidentally become versus for sure.
But are you familiar with the Versus series? So like Versus Super Mario Brothers. Okay, so the PlayChoice 10 is the consoleized version of NES games, or sorry, the arcade version of NES games. But it's just basically a port of the NES to a different type of hardware. But it's like it is the same as the NES for all intents and purposes. The Versus series was an attempt to actually arcadeify the NES games. So they changed the code. For example, Versus Super Mario Brothers has different levels. Some from the Lost World, from Super Mario Brothers 2 in Japan, that were inserted into it. Versus Castlevania is the exact same sprites and boss fights and everything as the original Castlevania on NES, but the damage is much higher, the timers are much shorter, so it's a much more difficult game built for the arcade, while it still looks exactly the same. Yeah.
Okay.
So the games look and function exactly the same in many instances. However, the big exception to that is Versus Balloon Fight, which is a much different game that involves like scrolling the screen. Like it's a vertical screen that's probably 4 screens long, so it's new maps. Yeah. Okay. And it's still got the old sprites, so it is like you're playing like bizarro screen scrolling remix mode of Balloon Fight.
Huh. I would have to check that, especially since it's like a scrolling vertical screen. I guess it would be 2 different screens, right? One player on one screen, one player on the other?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it's on the red tent versus NES cab. Yeah.
I think I've only seen that in Denton, right?
Correct, yeah, and that's what's in there.
Yeah. Nice, okay. Another reason to go out to Denton when we open up again.
Hopefully, hopefully our politicians will make us legal.
Yeah, I mean, eventually they will, and I don't think that free play is going to go anywhere. So
I hope so. My only concern isn't like it's cool that like I don't know. You can feel how you feel about them reopening at all, right? That's a different discussion. But they're rolling out in ways in which movie theaters are allowed to open and different industries and places that are desperately hurting are allowed to open, and then it does feel like we're singled out. You guys stay closed. Everybody else open back up. You guys continue to survive without any money.
Yeah.
We're all going to make all the money here that we can in this hard times, I hope you understand. And it's like, sort of, except you're singling us out. So it's a frustrating in-between that we're stuck in. I'm not looking forward to the meeting when I go in and it's like, all right, what are we doing here? Like, I'm basically, I told Corey, like, give me my marching orders and that's what we're going to do. Like,
yeah.
This is so crazy.
I at least there's like, I mean, I appreciate the news coming in, any news at all, and being kind of transparent about it too.
For sure.
Like we all found out at the same time that that it was going to be open on the weekend or this coming weekend, and my first thought was like, so what's going to happen to the stream? Are you going to stay on for a full 7 days or whatever?
I mean, if anything, the weekend audience might seem better or different.
There might be more people.
I agree. I've been personally frustrated that, like, I am grinding during the middle of the week when everybody's working or not available. And then as soon as it might be a time in which we could appeal to a different audience and maybe get some more co-op players, I'm off delivering. So there's a brief opportunity.
Like, end of like Fridays, because I think you're back soon-ish, sooner than later.
Yeah, well, I mean that's more of a yes, but that's also more of a statement of my desperation to connect with you guys, which is like I'm doing all that and delivering on the weekends, and then like I should be going home and going to sleep and taking that time off, but like that's when my boys are finally here, right? Like I just want to visit you guys.
Well, on the weekends, I mean, feel free to still try to take. I wouldn't say that you driving was you taking time off, but time away from the computer and stuff. It's always good to not be looking at a screen every once in a while too.
Yeah. I would like to continue to have a potpourri broadcast, if you will. Maybe a more like thoughtful broadcast towards the primetime hours of the weekend. Maybe. Because like you said, there's an opportunity there to engage more people.
I know for sure there's plenty of people who have the abilities and stuff to broadcast something or to stream something. We just have to, I guess, let them know.
I mean, things that made me cry during the weekend: watching and listening to you guys playing a 3-player Lion King race with a speedrunner. While there's a whole empty window there.
And you know what? We should set up for this Friday. I wonder if Jerry has another speedrunner to speedrun something, and maybe this time you could join as either the 4th player or the 3rd player.
I
still want to
absolutely would.
Somebody watch the movie. Since I've been DNF, maybe I should be the one who watches the movie.
What movie?
I'm all.
The Lion King movie.
So if it was. Yeah, so if it was like, another, what did it pause? Oh no, it just got quiet because it's Minecraft. But yeah, if we did another Disney, or if there was a game that had a movie tie-in with it, I think it'd be funny for somebody to watch the movie while we had
Quack
people
shot.
race.
We could have somebody watch as many episodes of DuckTales as they can.
Oof. That's a lot of episodes. Is it? I wonder if there's a movie.
I don't even know which one I would believe. There probably is a DVD movie, but I don't know if that's a curse.
I don't think it's a curse.
Yeah, if that's the curse, then I might volunteer for it. Especially if I get to sing the theme song.
I have a whole scene ready for whenever I don't finish this time. So nice Quackshot shout out.
That Quackshot's a good game. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was saying there's a versus duck hunt. I've never seen.
That's correct. There is a versus duck hunt.
Huh.
And he is also correct in that you can shoot the dog in the bonus mode.
Oh yeah, somebody was talking about that. I didn't mean to make fun of one of our guests, but her laugh did sound like the duck hunt one, which is hilarious because I played it at the same time. I was like, it's like almost the same same rhythm and everything too. Not in a bad way, I'm sorry. Didn't mean it. I'm currently stealing from... Because I have the idea that it's going to be Sonic 3. So I'm stealing from old Sonic.
Nice.
Sonic 2. See if that works.
Look at how sinister and giant Robotnik is in that Sonic 2.
In 2? Right?
Yeah, look at that. Got the black Beltran eyes.
Speaking of which, he's not on yet, of course.
Well, I told him noon, so he should be here
Okay.
right around the time that we're getting off.
Did you ever play this Minecraft? I know people make fun of this game.
No, but I always felt like it was worth a try. Minecraft is there's no way that game is not great. There's no way. It's got way too much love.
It was too big. It was one of those things where in the beginning I played this when it was like cheapy. It wasn't even 30. It wasn't a full price game. It was like beta. It was just something you could buy. It was just you play Legos with. It was a Lego sandbox you can play with friends.
Right.
But the Lego pieces you had to forage for and stuff. So
Right.
And every time I played this with friends, I always try to recreate like what's it called? Falling Waters. It's like a famous house built by Frank Lloyd Wright, and I keep trying to remake that every time I play this.
Yeah, that's just sort of like you. Wow. Okay, like my head just exploded when you started talking about this. And do you ever play The Sims 1?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, the original Sims, like that ended up being like a house building exercise a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you would manage your family. You could play it however you wanted. There was no real goal, and it was a lot of fun, even though there was no real goal. It was sandboxy for sure, but it was like a whole neighborhood sandboxy, and I always kind of wanted to like experience the whole neighborhood interacting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and with all the remote play just now happening, and like in my head, it just the thought occurred of like, you know, everybody having their own house and family that also interacted with the other families, and my head exploded. Sorry.
That would be cool.
Yeah, but
I mean,
yeah.
It could be something that could still be done. Because I think some of them are well. I'm trying to think of other games to play multiplayer with the community if they have a chance to. Is the thing. I kind of wish everyone had a computer, but I know that's like a difficult thing to pick up and like deal with. It's not a very easy learning curve. And
Yeah, that's also a
either.
time suck game, and I'm not necessarily looking into that. And you're approaching MMO, like that's really what happened there. Is, you know, this is Animal Crossing we're talking about basically.
Yeah, and that is something that I think General Yaga was talking about. MMOs are co-op games, which I think they are, and a lot of people, you know, get into guilds and like actually make friends with like guild mates and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
But that's just like games in general. Like I still have like my other friends. I call them the Street Fighter guys, but that's just because I met them during Street Fighter 4 days, and like, you know.
Yeah, but MMOs, like you need guilds, like you need raiding partners, right?
That's true. It's harder to play those solo, for sure.
Yes, and your experience is much more engrossing if you have a guild.
Yes.
Which is why I stuck
so.
away.
I would always. It's funny because like my friends would get into one, and then like, you know, I'd be the last to leave most of the time. It's like, oh man. I guess I'll stop playing this because I never just wanted to join a random guild either. I always wanted to just play it with like buddies or whatever.
Right.
But I also had like the terrible tendency. I'm one of those people. Like in Diablo, I didn't play just one character class. I had to play them all. There's 7 classes. All right, I got to make 7 fully fledged characters. It's annoying, but it feels like something that I want to do. Almost have to do. Like Borderlands 1, it's like, all right, I'm gonna play all the characters. DLC came out, and it's like, okay, let's level up all these other characters.
Mm-hmm.
Diablo 2 is gonna be a nightmare if that comes back out again. And speaking of old PC games, we got Quake 2 soundtrack right now. I don't remember Quake 2 co-op though.
I don't either, unless there was some sort of mod.
Quake 2, I barely remember Quake 2 at all, actually. All I remember about Quake 2 was their rockets were slow, and you can like run right next to them. But yeah, Quake 2 might have a co-op. Oh, according to Jerry, you could play through the campaign multiplayer.
Oh yes, you could do that in Doom as well. The original Doom.
Oh yeah, the OG Doom.
Again,
it was just
something I always wanted to do.
Yeah. Well, I guess you can nowadays. Doom 1 must be cheap and or free, or can be played like on a browser nowadays. But I think back in the day, it was just harder to play multiplayer because
Right.
you know, connections. I remember the first time jumping into a game that had other people in it was maybe something on like Newgrounds. It was like a Flash game or something ridiculous. But I was like, oh my god, there are other people here.
Have you played Doom in a while?
The first Doom? No, I can't say I have.
First or second? Like, it's not. Keyboard Doom, which is how it was originally designed, is just so hard these days. There's a mod called J Doom, which keeps the 2D sprites but makes it a 3D game. So you can aim up and down, because that's the thing that'll drive you insane if you play Doom again. Is like shooting your chain gun at the floor to aim at the guy at the ceiling. Yeah, that's always weird. So it lets you aim in a more modern way, which is point with the mouse and start firing. I find that much more playable. And,
I do remember jumping into Quake when GL Quake came out, and it was it used like a graphics card or whatever. So it felt more 3D. It felt smoother, is what it felt like. And I do remember jumping onto the mouse for the first time, and it felt so different because we all used to play on our keyboards. Because my story or history with Quake was that's how I learned how to play, or that's how I learned anything about computers. It was like in high school. A class had. I think a business had gone out of business and they donated all their computers to our high school. And so it wasn't even my class because I was just like a teacher's assistant. I was a teacher's assistant for like a Cisco class. They ended up networking all of them together and kind of fixing the computers. So that's like the first time I'd opened a computer. It was like in high school. But you know, I learned like what all the parts were and where they went and everything. And we had a gaming PC kind of. I mean, not one to take home, but we networked them together. And of course, the first thing somebody did was like put Quake 3 on all of them, or no, Quake 1 on all of them. And so everyone played on the keyboard, and then people eventually learned that you could use a mouse. And then GL Quake came out. Yeah, I don't know why they allowed that in high school, but
well, we're playing in my high school. We're playing NES emulators. So I was trying to speed run Metroid, just not for the sake of speed running Metroid, but for the sake of I can only play it for this hour, right? So here we go.
Yeah. Oh, that's why. There's an Evil 5 again. Oh, also Battletoads. That was shout out to Andy, which I knew he would enjoy that old Battletoads. That eventually became. I wouldn't say it was always co-op, mostly because you'd end up hitting each other, and it was always sad. You just get mad.
Yes. Yeah, that game is so hard. What is it about that beat 'em up that makes it feel excruciatingly hard, punishingly hard, and yet other beat 'em ups like I like the grind.
Racing level.
The racing level is like the coup de grace, but even before then, it's just brutal.
Yeah, the first two levels seemed fine. Like, it was like, okay, I know how to beat this, this, and this. But as soon as you got to that racing level, it was like game over. Like,
yeah,
it was a waste of your coins. It's like, God damn.
And maybe that experience would taint my whole like experience with the game itself.
Maybe. I know that there's a bunch of games that I remember that I thought I was okay at. I'm not even okay at. I never beat it as a kid, but I still haven't beat it as like an adult. So maybe goals, if you can call those goals right now. So I've been trying to do it like Ninja Gaiden. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna learn how to beat this game. If not for, you know, speed runs. Yeah, 1. I've never beaten it, but it's like something that I was like tout the soundtrack. So it's something I want to learn how to beat eventually.
That was one I was really enjoying when we played a few weeks ago. We were playing it for video game theater, basically.
Yeah.
But I was very much enjoying myself. That's a game with great music as well.
Yes. I have the entire soundtrack, and because of that, it feels like that should be a game that I can beat.
No, I totally understand. And it's got the narrative. And
yeah. There's like the beginning of the lore. That goes all the way into fighting games, kind of technically. Waiting for him to become the next, I don't know, Smash Brothers character, something
Oh,
ridiculous.
Ryu Hayabusa.
Mhm.
Okay, there's such a like. I have such a mixed feeling when it comes to Ninja Gaiden in that way. Like Ryu Hayabusa, that whole story starts in the arcade, right? That's the original version. NES is a much superior port.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, the narrative is really strong in Ninja Gaiden. And then, it's also good in 2 and 3. And it feels concise, it feels consistent, with the exception of 3, and it's super jumping and weird, turning into tentacles and aliens and stuff. But like, whatever. It all feels like it was made by the same creator. And then you go to Ninja Gaiden, the one on Xbox that everyone incorrectly called hard in comparison to the old ones, when the old ones were actually hard.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, this is hard? Did you not ever play Ninja Gaiden? I'm just going to assume you've never played Ninja Gaiden if you think this Xbox version is hard, because this ain't nothing compared to... All it was it was backwards. It had the final boss as the very first character you fought.
I do have to say it was hard, but it wasn't as frustrating, I think, as 1.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess you've never had to do that awkward-ass jump.
But
Lost Vikings.
But Team Ninja is like hard lost me on DOA, right? Because DOA has been a bad game. Well, in the time when I was playing Tekken, DOA was a very bad game, like a poor fighting game. Now the breast physics were top of the line, but also like counter to what I'm all about.
Yeah.
So there's a reason to not like it. Also, the game played like garbage, and I'm talking like DOA 3. What was the one with like the cover boy was like basically Dennis Rodman? It's like
I think it was 3.
Yeah. So that was the
if
version.
If not 3, it's 5.
They had a tacked on tag mode because Tekken Tag just hit popularity. Then you have DOA Beach Volleyball, and this is all in the same like universe as Ninja Gaiden. And then you have that that absolute atrocious Metroid game that they made, and like I don't even blame Team Ninja for that, because Team Ninja at this point is garbage, and I don't like them.
Wait,
I do blame
Metroid game?
Yes. Can you imagine what the
remember.
Team Ninja version of Metroid would be? Because that's exactly what it was.
I don't remember. I totally don't remember one.
Don't
What was it
investigate,
called?
is what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's terrible. I don't like Team Ninja, like, in particular, and like I don't know who's the guy who created Ninja Gaiden, who is the guy behind Team Ninja. Like, there is their own version of Miyamoto, right? The Tecmo one, and he's not a man I would like to be friends with, frankly. Like, he doesn't sound like a cool dude at all. And while I love Ninja Gaiden, the NES original 3, like, seeing more of that means encouraging more of them, and I'm not in.
Other M, I think that's what they called it.
Correct. Yeah, Bokai's got it.
I kind of dig the Sunset Riders Japanese poster also.
Man, it's a good song too. Lively.
Right. Is this the one where they're on the train? This has got to be the train station one.
I don't know the game well enough to know.
Of course it doesn't show it on here.
By the way, if anyone wants to join us, the request lines are open, right?
Stage 3. Yeah. Just join on Discord.
Yeah, special guests on stream. You can be a part of the conversation. Normally it's Jeremy and Josh and Jerry.
Check the lore, right?
So I'm Johnny Come Lately in this show.
Hey, thanks for the follow.
You're fading away over there.
Oh yeah, because I was trying to read the follow.
Oh, okay.
Real
It's real Messarian, something like that. I have the
So
stream
Twitch
manager.
has changed, I think. Because
Yes.
like the fonts and stuff are different, and there's like a timer on there.
Correct.
Super,
And the Prime sub. We're getting some love over here. But I wanted to say, yes, it did. It did change. But we had, like, I had been notified of that change coming up for a few weeks. That
I have not. Yeah.
yeah, maybe as an
Your
affiliate.
schedule
I don't
thing
know.
is up there then, isn't there?
Correct. And I completely
now you
mapped
have
out
a
the
schedule.
schedule. So hopefully the schedule problem is going away. But I needed a moment to schedule it.
Yeah.
just as I need things to put in the schedule.
Man, okay. I'm gonna skip some of these because it feels like we've had Resident Evil 5 and Sunset Riders all day.
Fair enough. Yeah, where's
Speaking of co-ops,
my Diablo 2?
I don't know if you've played this game, by the way.
Left 4 Dead?
Yeah.
Very
I love
briefly.
this game. This game was great. It was one of those, like, I bought it on Xbox, and then when I got a PC, I was like, okay, I guess I'll buy it on the PC to play with PC friends, too. Just remember yelling tank every time we heard this. Tank!
Mm-hmm.
Use a randomizer linked in the group chat. Okay. Do randomizer. I do this. Should have one playlist URL or playlist ID for. Sorry guys, on the fly.
Doing the stuff.
Share this playlist. Yeah, I wish the random was a little bit more random on Here, I'm gonna try this randomizer that Jeremy had sent. Yeah, the stock YouTube one is kind of an copy. And thanks for adding more. I think I've seen some others being added that isn't any of the VGM dudes. But as we get this started, let me at least get, because I did put not Doom. What did I put on here? I definitely put Diablo 2. Diablo. So this has to
But
be this one. There we go.
Diablo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everyone.
There it is. Oh my god, it's so good. How am I
So
supposed
where
to talk
you
over
spam
this?
1, 2, and 3. Die.
It's not a banger, right? It's not lively. But
No.
it's so hypnotic and beautiful that, like, part of the reason I spent so much time in Diablo 2 was it was such a pleasant experience to listen to this song.
Yeah.
Feels like it's buffering or something. What the heck is happening there?
Oh, is there buffering? Oh, it could be it's because it's really a quiet song. So I would have to turn it up on my end.
This is me not
So, yeah,
complaining.
this song is Diablo pretty much. Oh, the whole link, okay. Thanks, Jeremy.
Who's this weirdo that followed us 9 hours ago? Jay Wong with 3 G's.
For real?
Yeah.
I was telling him about VGM Wednesday stuff because he was playing Streets of Rage, and I was on his stream when he was playing. I was like, "Oh, hey, we have the illustrator and everything. It's gonna be on Wednesday." And whatever.
That's highlighted, so anybody can watch that. In fact, here I'll post a
Yeah.
link in the chat.
Yes, Jay Wong seems to be on here listening. You know what's funny? I've met him kind of in the smaller tournament environments. He came out and he played in Arkansas. I'm gonna call it. It was probably free money. No offense to the Arkansas crew in Street Fighter 4 days. But he would totally come out there.
Hello.
Hey, Mike B.
Whoa.
What up, Mike? We're talking about your big fan, Jay Wong.
J-Pong?
You know, I understand that you get confused with all your different fans, but no, not technically Jay Pong. This is Justin Wong is his name. But we're talking about our experiences with them. I have pictures and video of your experiences when he finally got to meet you.
Oh yeah, no, I remember meeting Justin Wong.
No, he remembers
Great.
meeting random Asian guy and then asking me an hour later, who was that?
That's not how it went down.
That is exactly how it went down, sir.
I mean, I wasn't fully aware of him
Or at all aware, but yes.
going into Texas Showdown.
Or leaving.
No. I got the general idea before I met him. Like, oh yeah.
No. His
guy.
quote to me was, "So who was that guy?"
Well, I mean,
I just want to say that you're a good sport for doing it anyway, though, because you're always game to like, hey, this guy's a big fan. Go take a picture with them, and you're like, sure, and then you do the finger point, the unhand finger point, and it looks good, and then later we fill you in that he's the greatest American fighting game player of all time.
Does Mike B do finger guns?
No, he does the underhanded finger point. It's something that I've adopted, and it's directly from Mike B.
Okay. I only know of finger guns and Arthur's blasted, which is two fingers pointing at you.
Right, he does two fingers pointing straight at you from the chest, right? What
Pretty
Mike
much.
does is he'll do the finger that goes. It's like a finger point that like starts at, let's say, you start your finger at I would say the 10 o'clock position, right? 10 o'clock, and you wanna clockwise spin the whole clock around, and then end pointing upward, maybe back towards like 8:45, underhanded at the person that you're taking a picture with, so across your belly button.
Gotcha. Almost lazy.
Like I said, I've totally adopted it, Mike. I don't even think about doing it anymore.
I don't know about the clock hand positions, but I just kind of throw it out there and kind of see where it lands, type stuff. You know, there's not a specific technique to the point.
The real question is, Mike, where are you driving to?
Aha! You heard that, huh?
Where is our fried catfish, sir?
Oh, well, hey, maybe this weekend we can get some fried catfish going.
Oh, could we White Claw that whole thing? Get some fried catfish and then go out to free play
Bring it
dinner.
here. Oh, that'd be cool. I don't know how sharing food would be received. Well, people can wear gloves, I guess.
Well, we'd have to we'd make orders, but at the same time, if you did that, it'd be a little it'd be cold by the time we got there, because we'd be going to Oak Cliff, South Dallas, to pick up the catfish. Am I right, Mike?
Oh, that's true.
Oh, there's a few spots for catfish that I know. Yes, there's some here in Oak Cliff, but there's a couple kind of halfway. There's one off of 75 and Lemon that I really like, called Hook, Line, and Sinker. That's a solid one right there. Man, would you like a live report on things I'm seeing right now as I'm on the road?
Is it the Leaning Tower of Dallas again?
No, but there's an unusual line of school bus vans that exited my neighborhood, coming from the high school by me.
Is the Joker about to rob someplace in Oak Cliff?
I don't know, but I was like, man, well,
I hope your safe is your vault is safe in the mountains, deep in the mountain, right? They can't actually get there, right?
I mean, you gotta knock on the door, but yeah, I was like, man, what's all these school bus vehicles doing around here? Like, where are they going?
Little loud versus Mike.
Okay, I'll turn it down a little bit.
Speak up, Mike.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I hope people can hear at all. How's this sheet music going on, everybody.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. I can turn you up on mine as well. Mic is low.
Oh,
So
am I low? Like, is that any better?
Yes, that's better.
yes.
That's better. Okay, I gotta keep the mic like right next to my mouth. Hold on, let me try to adjust this a little bit here.
Well, the microphone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lego, always with the food stuff. Actually, we had a crawfish boil right before the COVID stuff happened in Houston, and it was delicious. Very salty, but very delicious. And that was the last time I got a haircut before my self-haircut like 2 days ago.
All right. Well, I guess I can perform like this right now, so should be all right. Should be all right.
Where
Yeah,
are you
so-
going?
I'm heading to Deep Ellum.
Oh, you got a gig finally. All right.
No. I don't have
Live
a gig.
at Twilight Lounge. It'll be
No.
DJ
They're still
Terminator
closed.
Mike B tonight. It is free entry if
No.
you know the DJ. So remember, it's
closed.
DJ Terminator. What?
Twilight's still closed.
Oh.
Yeah. They're still closed.
Well, why are you going out there
Oh.
for a gig if it's closed?
No, I'm not going out there for a gig. I'm going out there to pick up some lunch.
Okay, every one of those places out there is overrated, except for maybe Pecan Lodge. But
Se-
Lego says Pecan
Serious
Lodge is
Pizza's
overrated
not-
too.
Serious Pizza's okay. I like Serious.
Yeah, you are correctly rating it,
Well,
Ian. Okay.
Sirius is closed. They are remodeling.
Mhm.
Again?
Yeah, again, they're expanding more. And
It's
yeah,
so weird to
and-
hear that they're like a family establishment kind of. There's like kids eating there, and at the same time, a friend of mine saw like a lady poop in the middle of there. Yeah.
I wouldn't call Deep Ellum a family-friendly area at all.
They're trying to be.
No,
I've seen kids walking around there, and it's
I mean, I've
weird.
seen it. I've seen it with like, okay, maybe they go to the ice cream spot or something like that. But overall,
Serious Pizza.
and it's pizza, yeah, and it's it's fun, but it's definitely not for. I wouldn't be taking I wouldn't take kids there. Teenagers, yeah, but no kids, yeah. But I'm actually going
Tell their
to
parents.
I'm going to Angry Dog, which that
All right.
is not overrated.
All right, that's
right
that's all right. I don't
Yeah,
mind that.
That's not overrated. The
I mean, you're
ramen
currently
place is
overrating
okay.
it, but
No.
it's
Angry Dog.
it's pretty good.
Angry Dog has been around since like the 90s, and they've won multiple Best Burger awards by D Magazine.
You know what? I'm
And the
done.
observer.
I'm totally done on Deep Ellum places winning awards. I've been to too many and had just mediocre experiences where it's just like this is very much like anywhere outside of Deep Ellum as well. So you would have to have an extra. Basically, Sean Crane would have to recommend it because former Dallas native Sean Crane actually knows his restaurants. So every time I've waited in line for a place with him, I've been cursing his name and then not regretted it. But like as far as like award-winning places in Deep Ellum, they get graded on a curve. It's like the Nazi movie winning the Oscar, right? Of course, it's going to win the Oscar. Like seriously, it's just jaded.
Well,
On that
mean-
note, good afternoon, y'all.
Hey,
what's
it's our Battletoads aficionado.
I
whoa.
guess you could say that.
Kamish, what do you think of Deep Ellum foods? Overrated or just properly rated?
You know what? The first time I went to Serious Pizza, I enjoyed it. The second time, it was a little more meh. But I think that was clouded by one
Pooping?
NSFW story one of our coworkers had about an experience he had there.
I think I may have heard about this experience from one of your old coworkers.
Yes, it's quite possible. Let's see. I've never made it to Pecan Lodge when they had anything besides, I think, sausage. for like chicken, so I can't really judge that one fairly. The ramen place was so-so.
Depends
I mean,
on the ramen place. I've been to a ramen place up there that was just not good. Sorry,
Yeah,
whatever you
we
are
went
next
there.
to.
Yeah, didn't we go there after the bachelor party? That one?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one was not
yeah.
good. And it was not because of the hangover. It was just not tasty. I think it was Wait, was it Oni? Whatever place is next to the what is it called? Not bomb track. That's a freaking Rage Against the Machine
Bomb
song.
Factory?
Bomb Factory. Yeah.
Oh, that place. Yeah, no, don't go there.
Yeah, that place
Yeah.
is balls.
Yeah, no, not
You
that.
know,
No.
If you like
I'm
warm
not-
water
I'm not-
and noodles,
Yeah, no, not that place, man. If you wanted ramen in Deep Ellum, go on Elm to I think it's called Oni Ramen. That one's okay.
people on chat straight up already said Oni sucks.
Right. Well, you got to remember, Mike B way overrates things in Deep Ellum, much like D Magazine. But
I said it was.
my best place in Deep Ellum is closed now. It was Lucer's Lucer's Red Hot. But,
Close.
yeah, it's closed, but it was good.
Close.
Used to watch that when I go watch the live tapings of my second favorite podcast. It's Just Banner.
Close.
There-
to be
Yeah,
fair,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
okay. It's okay, but it's definitely better than that other place you're talking about. But yeah, no, if really there's only just a couple of spots I go for Deep Ellum for food, and that is Angry Dog, you know, Uncle Uber's is okay. That's a
Okay.
pretty good sandwich spot.
Uh-huh.
A few places popping up now that I haven't tried out yet.
Is there still a Monkey King stand out there?
Rip Monkey King in Carrollton at least.
Well, yeah.
Give
No,
me
it's
lots
not
more
that
volume on
great.
Andy. He's always the quiet one.
Oh, you're gonna have to turn them up on your end. I
Is it-
have them all
Alright.
up on mine.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, the music's coming in pretty loud over here.
Yeah, you can turn me down music-wise if you need to, Andy.
N-
On your end,
Let's see.
personally.
Nah, Andy's at 200%. Can't max him anymore.
Yeah. Well, I can go from like speaker to like phone. So I'm just like y'all are on the phone if that helps.
That might be because the microphone would be closer.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a call at 1:30, so I probably won't be on soon. But
Oh,
I'm
okay.
calling since I haven't joined y'all before.
Yeah. So, jumping in.
Yep, and I saw you were doing Sonic today.
Co-op games.
Yeah. Co-op games, and it's like the first thing that Chris had mentioned. Waiting to see if I can get.
Oh, there we go. And I'm still disappointed I didn't pre-order the soundtrack, the signed soundtrack they came out with.
Oh, for Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah. Signed by Yuzo.
Man, I'm over here dancing like Boat Guy.
You dancing in rhythm?
Yes, I am.
It's nice to see people driving down the wrong way of a one-way street. That's good.
It's not Dallas unless they do. Actually, I can't say anything. I have driven down the wrong way of the street in multiple parts of Dallas. And almost a couple times in Fort Worth because they had that really weird five-way stop or... Yeah. Annoying. Let's see. Alright, we've already got a Robotnik, of course. What the hell? Oh my god, game. Or game. Photoshop. Which is sometimes a game.
And I feel like the new Twitch scheduling thing is it just can't comprehend what we're doing. Like here I see Tuesday literally the whole day Streets of Rage 4 players, which is not the case. It's just one of the names because we're variety streaming. Unless I close down the stream and open it up over and over again, it's gonna look jank the whole time.
I know it looks a little odd too, but maybe I think it's just because it's new to me, I guess. Or it feels new. It looks like they're trying to be more YouTube-ish and like rely on, you know, previous broadcasts and whatnot.
So when was the last time any of you have been to Deep Ellum? 'Cause I have a news development on that as I'm looking at it right now.
I definitely saw you the last time I was
news.
there, so you tell me.
So, next to Angry Dog and across from the Bomb Factory on Commerce is now a parking garage being built.
Of course.
Much needed parking garage.
I think last time I went out
we were
there.
It was the concert, right? The Bird and the...
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Bird and the Bees, and then I think one of the times before that was maybe Bernhardt? Bernhoff? Not Bernhardt.
What is this playing?
Left 4 Dead 2 soundtrack. Isn't
Oh,
that
okay.
right? It must be like an ending.
This is the one with the boomers, right?
Yeah, Boomers. Tank. I like a good PvE kind of multiplayer game.
Have y'all played any NBA Jam?
Jerry and Mike were. I think there was some attempt at it being played online. Which is weird because
that?
you figure that would be easy. Jam stuff. Jam
Oh,
on
yeah.
stream.
But
But yeah.
music. It could just be the templates for voice clips.
That is co-op. I don't know why I wasn't thinking of that.
I
It's
guess, you know,
co-op,
also
but
competitive.
versus yeah.
You're gonna have to translate all of Andy's speech to me. I think he's talking about NBA
Oh.
Jam.
Yes. As soon as I'm done putting real Robotnik
So-
over this fake Robotnik.
I guess it would have to be remote play. I wish we could have had it on Fightcade, even one-on-one, something like that. I mean, I guess we could go like the 2016 version? But I think that's about all we can do.
Wow, that's-
It would have driven me insane anyway. Can you imagine me playing the way I do? The way I rim defend with lag? It would be the greatest day ever for Beltran because he would just get to do everything for free. Like, look, Chris, you can't play defense at all. Just dunk. Oh my goodness, Mike.
There we go.
You there, Mike?
yeah.
Remember that the tattoo parlor tournament?
Yeah.
Those poor guys, like, why is the score so low? As they
yeah.
can't score in any way, in any fashion.
Yeah.
They asked that out loud?
Yes, because the score is like after one quarter, it's like 12-6 or something like that. Like nobody can score a point on me.
Who did y'all play as team-wise?
They made us go individual after they saw the unbridled power of us together.
I mean, which team is considered, or what are the elite teams in the original Jam?
I play solely as Shaq. The end.
Okay.
This is Shaq.
Yes. It's a good thing he's not in the subsequent NBA Jam games because I would have only played as Shaq. Like I only play as Shaq when I play Showtime. I'm a big fan. But
What is this game?
Mike, who did you play? Do you remember? I remember you got beat by the Mavs.
Not Charlotte?
No, not Charlotte in that one. I went with Phoenix. They had Barkley.
Yes, that's a good team.
Yeah.
Barkley and the I cannot shoot any three-pointers, Dan Marley.
Yeah.
I like playing as them in the at the Denton location.
It came down to me and Chris in the final. I was Barkley and he was Shaq. Chris won by 1.
That's pretending it was close. It was. He never had a lead the whole game, and it was. It wasn't close.
I hope it was off of Shaq 3.
No. Shaq did hit a couple threes. But I will say this about our games. I don't think either of us caught fire. Is that right?
No.
Yeah. So there was no runaway.
Is it like Shaq and Dennis Scott?
No, Shaq and Scott Skiles.
Oh wow.
And that was the thing that had everybody infuriated, was how much work I was making Scott Skiles do.
Scott Skiles, a little bit of trivia. He still has the NBA single game assist record with 30.
That's right. Yeah, wasn't that the first season of the Magic?
That was
It was early.
yeah, it was pretty early on. It might have even been pre-Shaq.
I might be going weird with this one, by the way, folks. So I was gonna say sorry, but not sorry.
Well, no worries.
I'm sure Chris will enjoy this. Keaton's in it, so Keaton is Knuckles. But
Oh,
one
Drexler
way I
wasn't
can get
there yet,
Chris.
Lego.
We can play that one out, Lego. I'll give you a spoiler on how that's going to go. It's going to be Houston losing.
I mean, you can't say that with Mike on here.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so this is a sorry, you're talking about in the finals, the actual finals. Yes, no, you are correct. Skiles wasn't on that team, I don't believe. That was after he had left. And yes, the Houston Rockets did indeed sweep the Orlando Magic for a championship. Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct there. I thought you were talking NBA Jam, and then I remembered, no, Elijah Drexler was not in the original NBA Jam. Yeah, no. In reality, the Houston Rockets were a much better team than the Orlando Magic.
Weren't the Magic kind of new also? I remember when that came out,
Well,
like Magic and the Hornets, when they were trying to be all, not kid-friendly, but stuff I wanted to buy as a kid because of the mascots.
The Eastern Conference was much weaker back in the day. I mean, are they still?
Yes.
Yeah, it's. I don't know what it is about East Coast teams in basketball, but they haven't learned it yet. They can basically get one player to overwhelm everybody, and that, at that point they had Shaq, right? But Houston had Hakeem and an entire team around him, so. And before that, the Bulls had Jordan and his friends, who shall we go nameless. And that was enough. Sorry, I'm being hypnotized. Well, the music's skipping pretty
Oh,
heavily.
is it? It's probably because it's like a little low.
Sorry.
Let me know if that works a little better. Yeah? Or is it still skipping?
No, it's just off between tracks.
Stream, let me know if it's skipping, because I might have to turn it up on my end.
this one's
But I lose Andy is the thing. This is on Quake 2? This is on Quake 2. This is awesome. I think that my mic is Quake 2 right now. Did I lose my co-host here? You guys okay?
I'm here. I'm here.
The
I'm
music's just loud.
Yeah,
I'm here. I'm just trying to park and do stuff here real quick.
I can turn it down on my end, but I don't know how it's going to sound on the stream, unfortunately.
I probably got to shut off for back-to-back work calls, but if y'all are still on, like around like.
Oh, we lost you, Andy. I'm sure we'll be on.
No worries. I look forward to seeing what I'm up with today.
Oh, it'll be disturbing at most. At least.
That's the best one.
Disturbing? Yeah.
Alright, well, yeah, I'll catch y'all later.
See
Hi,
ya.
man. Later. Okay. I hope the chat can see this, of course, but Chris can't see it yet, so this should be funny. This riff has some some vague similarities to CFH. What's CFH? Oh, this is gonna be such a good Chris one, actually.
I'll be back in just a second. I'm gonna make a quick
right.
call. I'll be right back.
See you at 6.
AM.
How are you gonna make that work?
Make what work? Oh, it'll just be disturbing. It'll be weird, just like how we like it. Weird. Let's see if I can get your glasses out here. Can. Oops. At least the glasses. We'll get the glasses out there. Oops. Alright. Sorry if I'm quiet, because there's concentration on grabbing pixels. But that's it so far. Wasn't a big shot job. I assume this is actual.
But Lego's trying to
basketball.
defend. Yeah, he's all he's all trying to defend that
Defending the
Hakeem Olajuwon literally fielded the floor by himself and won a championship.
Was Clyde on the team at that time?
What's that? No,
The
no.
Clyde?
Clyde was the next year.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was Robert Ory. I posted all the players. They had a bunch of great players in that team. It's just they were underappreciated by fans at the time. It's when All-Star voting switched over to fan voting. So, and all the All-Stars were like old Bulls teams, right? Because this is the year that Michael Jordan retired.
Oh, that is huge. Sam Cassell, Ori.
Yeah. No, they had a great team, and they won the championship. It's hard to do.
Two of them ended up in the. So the only reason why I know is because like some of them ended up in the Lakers when the
Right.
Lakers were winning.
Yeah, no, they're great players, and Hakeem Olajuwon had an all-time season. Like it reminds me of the Mavericks run, really. Although they did it multiple years, so they're even better.
Right. The real question is, who is Tails going to be?
You got the right Robotnik.
Yeah. Keaton with the sunglasses. Has to be Knuckles. Josh or Jeremy as I almost just want to put dang it, they're all window Josh. SF2 Jeremy? Oh, I remember that from last week. It's gotta be another Jeremy or another Josh face. Where else have we put Josh besides in? Oh, okay, I remember now. Is Treasure Master? Or no, it was under Funky. I started naming these under the themes as opposed to the games because coming up with the games, but sticking with the theme. All right, so Treasure Master, not JPEG. There we go. Oh yeah, we went all out for the funky one. Wish Sonic 3. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can fast forward these because I know we've heard that one before. And also, you know, Castlevania again. How can we have a VGM Wednesday without a Castlevania song?
Of course.
Chat's turned into NBA defense. Hey man, nerdom is nerdom no matter what.
Oh, for sure. Need to get this Tuesday Night Fights announced.
I heard Streets of Rage. I got to turn Josh's face around. Oh man, should we make this one disturbing too? I think we should. Alright. It's funnier when it's like weird anthropomorphic animals and stuff. Just because it's that much more disturbing and awkward and weird. What is this? Oh, Metal Slug 5. Oh, we're keeping these glasses on Josh, actually. Let's tool his face.
Alright.
There's the rest of his face. Alright, we're gonna put the rest of his face in here. It'll be fun and terrifying. Mostly because it looks like you guys are just wearing like weird leather suits of animals.
Oh, great. Thanks, Ian.
I don't think it's gonna beat Space Channel 5 Chris though, so
Yeah.
that one was very popular. I love the Corey posting it. Just the I can't unsee this. Yeah, this song is awesome right now. Alright, we're gonna go super weird with the Joshua then. This skin suit's gonna have a hole in the ears, like an ear hole. There we go.
Thank you.
They're always a different challenge each day. Alright, we're gonna keep it this way.
Sorry to be quiet. I gotta write the
No,
description
no,
of this
no.
Tuesday Night Fights. If anyone wants to join in,
Usually,
the phone lines are open.
come on in and make a
Make a request.
song request.
Yeah.
Yeah, once I start getting, concentrating on the thing, I tend to be a little quiet. That's how you know I'm serious
Same.
in the game, is if I'm not talking.
Yeah, same. I'm trying to learn how to play at 85% while talking, and if my 85% is enough to crush a game, then voila,
Yeah.
it works for the stream. It's really hard to get that good.
Actually, I don't know how
See
some
you
people do it,
Thursday?
like people who can talk
Same.
and play at the same time. Actually, what I'm hoping for is, since you might be off on Friday, or you will be off on Friday, is if Jerry can set up another VGP of some kind
Yeah, no, I'm
and
down.
have you in it.
I'm down.
Oops, this piece of Josh up there that we don't need. Thing is, I don't know what the game would be. I know he's been talking about that little Samson game for forever, which I think would be fun.
It's his show, so whatever he feels like, I'm down to try and fail and maybe finish.
I think failing is fun if you're with friends.
Correct, and you guys are friends, so I'm down.
Failing with others. I would have stopped playing Treasure Master after like the first few deaths for sure. Definitely after that rope part, but hearing the plight of others, it's like, you know what? Yeah, I'll continue.
I mean,
I'll join you guys.
I'm feeling Volgar the Viking. If you guys want to grind through that game,
Volgar the Viking. I don't think I've ever.
I was playing it a couple weeks ago, and it was like Rastan, but stupid hard.
Oh, Volgar. I thought it was vulgar.
I think it's Volgar the Viking. It's got two
see.
R's.
Oh, a newer game, huh?
It's newer, but it's very retro inspired. Just click one of those and you'll see. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Actually, I put it on the. Okay, you see that opening thing on the left, where it says Volgar? It's got the orange, and it has Odin pointing. That's literally the opening scene to the game. There's no intro per se. There's no tutorial. It's just like go. You
Go?
spawn. Like, he spawns Volgar as a hero, Odin does, and he points, much like the starter, the king on Castle Crashers, and that's it. Go, kill everything. That's it. That's the end of the story. Go. It doesn't fill you in on the story until after all the carnage is done, and it's beautiful.
Nice. Hello, Nurse in the chat. Good, Hello, Nurse. It's cool that we got to hear him from him a couple times.
Pardon me, I just poured coffee all over myself. It's just a pink free play shirt.
Hopefully it was like cold brew.
It was cold brew. Yeah, I always drink cold coffee.
All right. As awesome as I don't want to skip this Quake 2 one. I was gonna try to skip to some of the other games that we haven't heard. Terran theme? Oh yeah, StarCraft is a good co-op game actually. Cool to see that this keeps going. Actually, did I have the YouTube playlist? I think this is the playlist for people who want to listen in on the VGM playlist. I'm wondering when it'll show up, but I did put some Sea of Thieves music in here, and that is a game that I've been playing recently with friends and got to play it on Saturday with Jerry and his brother. It's very much a game that it's like sandboxy, and you can do whatever you want pretty much, but with that you have to find a thing to do. It's boring if you're playing with I don't know, boring people, I guess. But that's any game, I think.
I'm right here, man.
You should play Sea of Thieves with us. Warframe. Okay, I started adding a bunch of games that were, I guess, kind of free. So I added this, and I believe I added Destiny 2. I know those are like longer format games, but for people who are, you know, in Twitch with us, if they have a computer that can run it and play, I figure I'd drop in some games that I think you guys could play together. Warframe being one of those free-to-play games. It's been out for forever, and I think it's like, you know, it's just matured a lot. There's a lot to do in it, and a lot of people even compared it to being the better Destiny, and then Destiny ended up being free-to-play as well. But yeah, Warframe has like a interesting story, and the mechanics are always like really cool. It can get a little grindy, but that's because it's like a free-to-play game. But they're very interactive with their fan base, I guess. They have like a con that they do every so often, and then they always have like a developer talk where they come talk to players and stuff, like a word from developers kind of thing. Yeah, their community is pretty huge. Plus the song is cool. I like the song. Epic, almost. So the question is, how do I put Josh in this? Oh, no, not Josh. I feel like we need to, because we don't have a big 3, I feel like we need to put an actual boat guy. And every time I looked up ST boat guy, he would not pop up. I have to find my own boat guy. Or just use an unedited. Sure, let's just do an unedited Jeremy. Digging the song? The song's good, Lego. I like the song a lot. I think there's like an epic speech happening when they play this. Telling you who you are. Uh-oh, did my Photoshop kill me? What is happening, Photoshop? No! No way, for
What up?
real?
What's up?
I think Photoshop crashed.
Did you lose your save progress?
Maybe. I mean, the buttons and stuff work. Everything else worked. There we go. What the hell, Adobe?
You break on Photoshop.
No. Now, let me save this before. Okay, it worked now. VGM Sonic 3. Oh, save. Alright. Saved it. Yeah, I always save my progress. It's too bad. I really like this just because of the background. Mega Drive cartridge. I'm assuming that's because it's the Japanese one. Very different from the Genesis one. Close off all these. It's funny that this song is so epic, and this is the image that you guys are seeing right now. It matches, everybody. Actually, you know what crashed this thing?
What's that?
Buff Jeremy. Chippendale's Jeremy. Very much crashed this thing. I'm gonna cut around this man. He's covered by another person. find a way. Is anyone else out there playing like any cool co-op-y games? I was looking to play. I think we've always talked about this too, like that we look for multiplayer more than we do single-player games.
100%. And if it's single player, like VGGP is a fantastic way to make that multiplayer, which makes it much more compelling to me. Like you were saying, you would have quit Treasure, whatever it was, within 3 deaths.
Yeah.
Instead, you had 2 hours of brutal fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like oops, that's the wrong way again. Yeah. No, it's like watching videos of people getting kicked in like the balls or whatever. Those America's Funniest Home Videos where like, you know, a child is innocently swinging a bat and hits their parents square in the nards.
Hello, hello.
what up, Mike?
Hey, speaking of nards,
What?
you entered at the weirdest time, Mike. We were talking about people getting kicked in the balls.
And right on
That's
cue.
funny.
I haven't been kicked in the balls.
You have?
No, I haven't.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I can't say I've been.
Everything we've ever said about him is 100% true, and he just confirmed it. This wasn't joshing. No.
No, I mean, no, like no one's kicked me today. I've been safe.
Today.
It's an early.
Just today, though.
It's a new day.
Man.
New day?
Oh man, it's so weird seeing a lot of spots in Deep Ellum boarded up, man.
Oh,
Here
they're
we
boarded up?
Yeah, a lot of places are boarded up because you know they're closed.
That sucks, man. Lizard Lounge gone. That sucks.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're also boarded up because of trying to avoid looters, maybe?
Well, yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. That's why Beltran went down there.
To,
Yeah.
to loot.
Yeah, I mean, there's still activity down here, though. I mean, there's still people around. You know, they're getting their to-go orders, you know,
Yeah.
things like that. I mean, there's still, I've even saw a delivery happen. There's obviously construction. A lot of places are still getting renovated or built out, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's still things happening down here. That's for sure. Plenty of construction. Plenty. There's, you know, construction workers, things like that. So things are still happening. Things are still happening down here in Deep Ellum, the old Deep.
I do have to say it's weird, all the construction that's been happening there, like, lately, because I used to work down there, like, in college, off of, Main and a tiny street called Trunks.
Okay, yeah.
But it's,
Yeah.
it's definitely closer towards the exposition side of
Yeah.
Deep Ellum.
Yeah.
And I just remember like not wanting to stay there too late. I'm like, all right, I gotta leave. Like the sun's going down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take off after a while. Like I had a friend's car like broken into several times during the summer, until he finally learned to, you know, just never install a stereo system in his car or whatever.
Yeah. You definitely don't want to be showing out over here.
But then the fact that like, you know, now parents are bringing their kids and stuff around, it's weird to me.
Yeah, man, there's not that many kids as like you think, man. There really isn't. I mean, you know, I do see them here and there, but it's not like, you know, it's a complete family outing whenever I
No,
come.
it's not.
Especially during the day, you know.
Yeah.
Like I said, they may come for like the pizza or the ice cream shop, but man, I mean, everywhere else it's all, you know, young singles and stuff, you know. So
I think the times that I've gone, it's the fact that they were out at all is like weird to me. It's like, why are there kids out here?
yeah.
Bomberman in the background. Surprised y'all haven't boarded up free play to keep him away from you versus Cabs.
There's 6 of them in Free Play Richardson now.
New? Well, no, I guess not new, but new to us. I think we might be done for this week's VGM Wednesday. Onto the extra track, maybe?
The bonus rounds.
But bonus round, yeah. But
Hmm.
let's see. I will post this on Facebook and surprise you.
Chippendales.
But you know what?
Well, I can kind of see it. So.
You know, everyone has sunglasses or glasses on right now. Feel like need another pair. Aviators. They gotta be aviators. What would a Chippendale wear? Will this work? Would this work? I love this song. Or this song just reminds me of summers. Damn, those sunglasses are $163. They look so... No one's gonna see or read the word Ray-Ban on there. These look like a $5 pair from like a freaking gas station, man.
Yeah, but you definitely don't want to mishandle $500 sunglasses
No.
and then be called an a-hole after it.
But wait, has this happened? Sounds like
Yeah.
this has happened.
Yeah, it has. The Legend of Johnny Cage.
Oh. It's for $500. Asshole.
What's your favorite co-op game, Mike?
Man, you know, one came to mind when I saw the word co-op earlier. And this one,
Oh. Thank you for joining us,
it
Mike.
hasn't been talked about much,
Wait.
but it is Akari Warriors.
I was gonna put that song on there, but they don't have it.
It's just
The
one
song isn't as memorable. Yeah, I know, exactly.
Yeah. It's just one song and that's it. But the game itself, it's good, man. It's definitely good.
Are you talking about the arcade version or NES version?
Yeah. Well, you know, either one. Either one, actually. Both are good. I really, really dig the arcade version.
I don't think I've played the arcade version. I think I've always seen it, but I know I've played the hell out of it on the NES with like cousins.
Yeah.
It was one of those like first games like you can get to a tank. That was like the thing that excited me the most.
Oh, yeah. Would you like a fun fact that'll take 2 seconds?
All right, we'll count the seconds, man.
So,
1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi.
before I got my Nintendo, my NES as a kid, I already owned a copy of Akari Warriors.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So normally you
I'm-
get the
I'm-
system first and then buy games, right? Well, for whatever reason, I ended up with Akari Warriors before I had a system to play it on.
Oh, man.
So for a couple of months, I was just sitting there looking at the instruction manual and the box for like a long time, wondering what am I gonna do with this. But eventually I got the system, and then I was able to play Akari Warriors. So that part's cool.
I don't think anyone can do that nowadays. Right? I don't think there's instruction manuals in games.
You definitely don't see too many of them.
No.
That's for sure. Not
think
now
last time-
nowadays.
Last time I saw instruction manual was in Fallout, but it was because it was like trying to be like retro and stuff. Oh boy,
And then when
this
they
looks
came out
terrible.
with the Akari Warriors Victory Road, the sequel, that one was pretty fun actually. That one you were kind of like in space and stuff like that.
Space Akari Warriors? What the?
Yeah, it was really freaky. And then they came out with Akari Warriors 3. And they changed up the game where you can kind of just do hand-to-hand combat, and that kind of messed it up for me. It's like, oh man, I can't shoot anybody. So yeah.
Am I right in saying that Akari Warriors, that is Ralph and what's his name? They're
The two
on
guys?
yeah, Ralph and wow.
Oh man,
Jimmy's gonna be mad.
Lance, I don't know. Something.
Ralph and Greg.
They're in KOF.
Yes, they are.
Ralph is the
The
red
grapplers. Yeah.
bandana.
And yes, Jeremy
Forgot
plays
the
them.
other guy. Get in here, boat guy.
Leona?
Leona? Leona's the. Is she an Akari warrior? That'd be awesome.
She's in one of the later ones, I believe. Or maybe she's in the Metal Slug where they brought the Akari Warriors into it.
I like
She's on the team.
games
She's
with
on
a
the
weird
Akari
history
Warriors team.
like that.
I feel like the chat should be chastising us about what the answer is by now.
I mean, General Yegov's there. He's
I know. He's
tribute master.
just smashing his keyboard out of frustration.
Well, I cannot see the chat because I'm driving. So
Yeah. No, they're not saying anything right now. For now. Speaking of trivia, I'm wondering when we're gonna have another champions thing because I want to see was Yegov in the championship before?
Yes, and he won.
Okay.
And
Can
I
we
think
I wonder if we can have another champions with.
we should be
with the
close
newer
to that.
champions.
So let's see. Bully Mania won 2 weeks ago. Last week or this week
Yeah,
was
dominated.
Yes. This week was a good one. Who ended up winning?
Yeah,
that?
those.
Oh
those
yeah, it
very
was the last
close.
moment. I felt like Ethan was dominating, and then he had a very poor bidding strategy on Final Jeopardy, and it cost him. He actually answered Final Jeopardy correct and lost.
Oh, it was other Chris.
Yes, Chris Phillips. Yeah, so he won, and there may be a third one. Well, see, Yegov has already won a Tournament of Champions, so
Yeah.
I feel like we have to have a team of 3 go at it, and then maybe you could talk about like Bully versus Yegov.
Yeah.
hey, I recognize that song.
What is
Do
this?
tell.
That is from
Oh,
Final Fights.
There you go.
yes. I think I own 2. Is my internet just like pooping on me? I think the internet's pooping on me. Yegov versus Bully versus Ethan and or Chris. Would be a great matchup. Yeah. We'll just have like the top 3 highest scores I think should go against each other. Although that could be weird considering there are some days where it might be, I don't know. I wouldn't say easier, but they aren't all the same questions. Different seeds. Make selection on both, please. There we go. Tournament of yeah, we kind of had Tournament of Champions, Lego. We've had one Tournament of Champions.
Right, but we need champions of champions.
Yeah. Man,
Need that 3rd level for Yegov.
speaking of this, just a stage 3 of Sunset Riders again. So I might go forward. No bad feelings to Sunset Riders, but we've heard this one twice.
Plenty.
Secret of Mana is next. Plus, I just wanted to get the Secret of Mana. That is just a whole summer for me. That was a whole summer with friends. It sounded like this. Oh, and you know what? They have the Trials of Mana. I forget that's like a new one. I wonder if the new one is 3 players. Trials of Mana?
So we were talking earlier about NBA Jam. How about that one tidbit where
Back to
Michael
NBA
Jordan
talk.
is? Yeah, where it's Michael Jordan is in the NBA Jam game.
I'm checking out on continued Beltran Last Dance talk. I'll be back after a break.
I
think
don't
you
see
did.
you talking about anything. Jeez. Oh my God.
I'm just trying to make sure Jeremy's pecs are okay in this picture. Which I think we're okay. Everyone's got sunglasses and or glasses. We're good. We're saving this. Tossing it to the group. Calling it somewhat final. Random assortment of sunglassioed people. Also, I'm gonna have to check and see if this Trials of Mana is multiplayer or not. Then maybe I will play that. Because I've been wanting to play that. More coffee, folks. Tea. Oh, and this is Sea of Thieves. I do have to say that was pretty fun
All right,
on
well-
Saturday, Jerry. What's up, Mike?
All right, well, I got to step away, so I'll catch you boys later.
Alright, man. Thanks for joining
All right.
in.
Yep.
Again, Sea of Thieves being a huge sandbox game with like the best water graphics ever. Physics, just the way it looks. There's a lot of downtime. It's a weird game where there's a large amount of downtime, but the times of like uptime it's huge. And then as soon as you get everything, it's like, okay, you have to be worried, make sure no one's stealing stuff from you. Look at Robotnik's mustache behind my head. Oh, for some reason I was thinking that was a collar. Sure. Oh man, that's overlapping. Alright, Jerry. We'll do that. We have time. We will make it happen. Mostly because the song is telling me so. What the hell? Why is that so messed up looking? Okay. Anyway, Sea of Thieves, fun multiplayer co-op game. Hopefully something to play with people. What have people been playing co-op with friends recently? Sea of Thieves looks interesting. Oh god. Automatically, just nervous. Have to press Y, make sure I got my right spells on. That instantly made me want to heal. Yeah, heart rate up. Oh, heal, heal! This is where you and your friends just start getting frustrated. Like, who keeps pressing Y? I think this was every boss battle, right? This is every boss battle music. Yeah, sound fire over and over. It's so weird that you can hear, like... You can hear the sound effects even without the sound effects being on right now. I think it's, like, easier to remember certain sounds and smells over other sentences.
Alright, I'm back.
Hey.
It's a good song. I'm still working on that birthday cake, by the way.
Still? Oh, well, I mean, you had 3, so...
Right.
Makes sense.
Well, I froze a lot of it. I didn't really mean to run Beltran off. Just seemed like a convenient time to take a bathroom break.
You had to take off anyway.
Ah,
You
okay.
had outstanding business, probably.
No hard feelings, Beltran.
I do remember him posting about that. It was the fact that Jordan may have been in the game, or programmed in the game at least.
Yeah, we do go over it a lot. Basically, it's like his short-term memory is. There's something weird going on with Beltran's short-term memory. I can't quite put my finger on it, but yeah, he was programmed into the game. Gary Payton has 3 of them in his garage. Payton was also not in the original game, but had himself put in the game. I think the Midway guys were just happy to have Michael Jordan in it. He's hidden in the code as well. At least his images.
Is there an unlock?
No, it's totally hidden. It's like I don't even think he has stats. He just has his image there, as it were. They were of course going to include him in the game, but they couldn't. And I don't know if you saw the previous or maybe 2 posts ago that he posted on that subject, because again he keeps bringing it up, but I was speculating at his NBA Jam stats, and I would guess a 9 in speed, a 7 in defense, a 7 in 3-pointers, a 10 in dunks, and a 10 in defense. And then Octavio chimed in and said he ran a 4.3 40, so that would indeed make him a 10 in speed as well. So I think that's accurate. It'd be 10 in both dunks, or all dunks, defense, speed, and a 7 in 3-pointers, because he did compete in the 3-point shootout. So it's not like he was garbage at 3 either.
That. Giving Robotnik another arm. It's because it didn't make sense anyway.
General, I'm sure modders could have done that to Jam. Although they actually put him, like, that's what he was saying, that he is in a version of NBA Jam that was created by the Midway guys, but it was solely for the request of Michael Jordan and Gary Payton. So they have the only copies of it. They made their own mod.
Actually, I don't know if we've heard this one, so I'll let it rock for now. Although I think we have heard this one, because it's the same as the title music, right?
Not sure.
Oh no, Bomber 1. Move on to this next one, just because I remember this on the Super Nintendo. It's pretty much the same as the arcade too.
I mean, can I have more Diablo music?
I only put the Tristan one.
What?
This is the
All
one
right,
I remember the most.
I'm a fine one then.
Here, I'll do this. After Captain America, we'll move on to the next Streets of Rage 4 song that I had put on there. There's 2 songs in Streets of Rage 4 that I keep going back to. Call the Cops is one of them. Alright, let's see if I can attach this arm. Save. Quick export this JPEG. I think we have Oops Ultra Stream. I mean, I honestly don't remember any other song besides, well, because most of the time I hear just the rattling of skeletons, or things dying, or freaking guys yelling Rakanichu all the time. Rakanichu.
Whom you actually fight in Diablo 2?
And in Borderlands 1,
Yes.
which is amazing. Wait, what is... So I vaguely remember these. I think it's a Jerry Jay sent, I think this was it from Sonic, the TV show? Or was this Mega Man? There's a robot rooster in a... I honestly don't remember where these guys are from. Oops. Great, actually. Sonic the Hedgehog's Fox cartoon, okay. Wait, did we not hear One Bad Man? I feel like we've heard this. And I really just want to get to this. I
Hey.
could listen to this one for a while. This is, I think, my favorite from the whole soundtrack. Especially after this opening part, actually.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think it's made by... let's see, it should be on there. Olivier... I'm not gonna pretend to know how to say that last name. French video game composer. Best known for his work on Alone in the Dark, Obscure, and Remember Me. What else have you worked on, sir? Get Even? Oh, okay. I thought you worked on the movie Get Even. Assassin's Creed? Oh, remember he's that Capcom game with the girl who, it was like it almost looked like Mirror's Edge. Angle the video. Yeah, for some reason I think this is the guy who did stuff for like Hotline Miami. Good on you, Olivier. Or Oliver. Say Olivier. Let me add this to the VGM Wednesday. Added.
Yeah, this song's so good.
Right? I think when it first changes up too, it's just like, oh, this is so good.
Well, this is the one that benefits the most from the retro level too, because they have like a retro version of this.
The subdued version, yeah. Oh, bad. Yeah, I put this one on there. So I have, I guess, fond memories of Bad Dudes. Mostly because, what grade was I in? I was like first grade, maybe? I was definitely in first grade, and I remember this being at a local 7-Eleven on the walk back from school for me. And I just remember playing it. If I saved a quarter or had a quarter, I'd stop in and play it. But that was like the closest thing to like first arcades that I played, I guess. But it was Bad Dudes, and I forget what the other game was. There's two machines in there, but one was definitely Bad Dudes, and I remember playing the crap out of it. And to this day, I still remember, you know those like take a penny, leave a penny things? Like Jolly Ranchers would be 5 cents a piece, so if there was ever 5 pennies, take 5. You broke ass first grader. Work the system. Oh hey, Game Tracks. What's up, man? Play Bad Dudes in the arcade. Yeah, it is a dope track. I'm talking about over here. Bad Dudes was the first game I remember seeing the winners don't use drugs message
Tiger,
on.
tiger, tiger.
I don't know if it was the first one I saw, but yeah, that definitely played in the beginning. I like Game Tracks is a local streamer from around the area. Frequents replay.
Yes, he's been in a chat
Or I
before
guess
too.
used to. Yeah. Game Tracks, if you want to jump onto the Discord, man.
Yeah, please.
Talk about Bad Dudes. Feel free here. Discord. Yeah, I've caught his stream a couple times. He's playing SSX Tricky, I think was the last thing I saw him play. A couple times before that, I caught, what was it? I always remember Nights into Dream, I think? But I always remember that just because of the ads they'd have, like, in comics. It was just like a blank white page almost, and it just said Nights into Dream. I was like, oh, this game looks neat. I think it was advertising the Saturn, maybe, at the time? Saturn, or it definitely was not the Dreamcast.
I wonder if he's down for Streets of Rage 4 Tuesday Night Fights.
Oh, dude, yeah. Yeah, he says he's finished Nights and is working on SSX 3. This was a trip. That game definitely looks trippy. I honestly don't remember Quake 2 soundtrack being so metal. Yeah, Tuesday Night Fights. They're gonna try to do Streets of Rage 4 versus.
Yes,
Wait,
2-on-2 battle mode.
2v2?
Yep.
Whew.
We tested it out last night. You can remote play in 4 different players who are not me on my computer, which means we can have 2 teams that don't include me. Now, that means my computer will be the only playing station, which has its own challenges, but
Oh yeah.
we can just modify the tournament format around it. Game Tracks, it's not just that the yes, the PC, the Steam version has remote play, which means you can make it 4 players online. And you don't even need to own the game, which is even better for us because I hate asking people to buy an expensive game just to play with us since we are free play arcade and it's all about, you know, wandering in the door and hitting the yellow button, and that should be the barrier of entry.
Actually, we were talking about Game Tracks being a special guest eventually, just because.
Makes sense.
Hence the name Game Tracks, right?
Yeah, local guy.
Local guy. I've been streaming for a while, I guess. We should talk to you about streaming and how you are able to keep up with the chat and play games at the same time.
Yeah, 100%. You're our kind of nerd.
Like I said, if you wanted to jump in, just chat or whatever, feel free, dude.
Yeah, special guests on stream. We'd love to hear from you. Set up a longer appearance later.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna do a special track, a bonus track, and send this to me.
D Owls, my vote is for Volgar the Viking.
Oh my! Look at this old Ikari Warriors.
Out of
I mean-
those, is that free? That's a good point. No, it's not. So never mind. I have it on good old
Hello,
games, but
Samson.
I don't like distributing it. I don't want to take advantage of their no DRM.
Working from home. That's all good. Game Tracks. We'll set something up. Either like DM on Twitter. You can talk to Chris directly too. Can you send your email, Chris?
Yeah, please go ahead. Chris at freeplayinc.com. Yeah.
I'm still kind of surprised about you So Jaywong following.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Wong, confirmed cool guy. He's been streaming a lot lately. Oh, this song is loud, but this song is good. You hear it? People hear the song, hopefully. Yeah, Portal.
It's
Portal 2 is.
Okay.
It's Is it loud?
Maybe a little bit, but go ahead.
A little bit this way. I want to make sure that people can hear in the background. There's got to be a different way to do this mix, like from one stream or something like that. Or maybe via restream. No, because then you couldn't hear yourself, or you'd hear double of you or something. But yeah, Portal 2, freaking, that's a really good co-op actually.
Yes, it is.
That was, I think Portal 1 was like one of the reasons why I picked up a new PC. It was StarCraft 2 and Portal 1 were the first two new PC games that I owned. Do you know that Kari Warriors are brothers?
I believe so.
Oh, okay. Lucky us, I know of two brothers that might be wanting to be in this picture. Well, I don't know if they want to be. But it also feels like they don't really have a choice right now. Man, Photoshop's dangerous.
Especially in your hands. I love it.
Right? Actually, now with the deep fake stuff, that stuff is also terrifying.
Oh yeah, that's true. I don't know. In the right hands, like your hands, it's just hilarity.
Yeah.
I what I like about what you do and what you are doing is that like it's silly and ridiculous, and no one's actually thinking that I am a blue hedgehog.
No. Although they were thinking that you may have been, you know, who's the girl from Space Channel 5?
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
Yeah. And that's just accurate.
Maybe we'll get that to work. Dang, how do I get... Alright, let's remove this body first. Oh, and we have heard Battletoads, so I'm gonna go fast forward Battletoads. Why didn't I think of Super Mario Kart? That's like an ultimate... That's like the first multi-tap game, no?
Maybe?
No, wait a second. It didn't come out with multi-tap. Multi-tap came out with Super Bomberman. The first Super Bomberman. Super Mario Kart is 2-player only. I was thinking that you could do like the versus 4-player.
Is that double dash?
No. There was no 4-player mode in this at all, Jerry?
I mean, if Jerry says it, I kind of believe it.
Dang. For some reason in my head, I remember this being 4 players. Maybe it's the N64 version that... Yeah, not until the N64. Wow. Would have been perfect for this, but no, I guess like, yeah, I do remember that's how I got my multi-tap, was I bought it with Super Bomberman. That song's pretty good though. Cloud saying that he can
Watch DuckTales, yeah.
watch DuckTales along, or Little Mermaid, because that's one of the games that Jerry was talking about.
Neither of
But
those
yeah,
would be a punishment.
I saw actually the girl who was commenting that we should run Little Mermaid. Final Fantasy X, I think was her name, something like that. I saw her playing it a couple days ago.
Oh, wait, you're talking about the voice of Riku? Is that weird?
The girl that we followed the first time.
Oh yeah.
She was playing Contra and stuff. She
Yes.
recommended that being a game to play, and I think Nicole also maybe mentioned that too.
Nice. We need to
as
go
a
back to
game
rating.
run. Yeah, I've been kind of doing it at my off, I wouldn't say off hours, but I've been watching more people and like getting into the different communities.
Yeah, I like the rating and the
stuff?
coming back. We actually
Yeah.
we did it a couple nights ago. We went to Rizwan's channel because he was so kind to appear in the film room,
Oh yeah.
and it made for an interesting like thing. So we rated with a good number of people in Rizwan's channel, basically tripled his audience. I went into my vault and pulled out the Spring Series 2 video, which is not on YouTube. And then I played it on repeat, which is like a 6-hour video, right? No commentary, and this is why it's not like really readily out there. Which, by the way, at some point we should try and like clean that up and commentate it, but that's when we have infinite time, and I feel like I have less and less time, even though we're stuck at home. That looks cool. So,
It's the second week in a row we put Jeremy in a bandana.
so he raids back, and we end up with like 18 viewers overnight.
Nice.
Yeah,
Just watching it.
just watching it. No commentary. Just maybe the last time that an American ever wins Spring Series ST.
Oh, the old ST. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Big Blue. Rizwan, and second place was Ultra Combo. Third place was Hakuto. Fourth place was Nick Wynn, EST,
Nice.
1991.
I think Ultra Combo is on Riz's channel a lot.
Yes, because they live in the same area.
Yeah.
Well, and they're friends, of course.
Yeah. I unfortunately heard him just talking about not being as good as Japanese players and like almost like talking about retiring. It's like, oh man, that's not.
I hope it's just a phase he's going through, and he comes back around, because he's incredibly talented, and he could not have more respect from me. I think he has a very like focused competitive mindset that helps him in some cases, and I think in this case it's turning in on itself and hurting him.
Yeah. He's talking about, like,
this music is kind of dipping out. You need to turn it up, maybe.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Find 3 other people with Castlevania HD on Xbox 360. Or run through it on stream. Okay. I got the raid last night. Cool. Let's see. Horizontal. These almost fit exact, which is eerie. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I like that you included the Chippendales thing too. Very nice. I love the callback.
We have to.
Of course.
Let's see. Can I get?
That's the only reason we're doing this.
For the lols. Okay. This looks almost like it fits exactly on there. It's hilarious. Okay. Level 5 again. Journeyman Josh would be. I forget. Did he say he hated 5 or didn't like 5?
He
He's
likes
the only one who likes
6.
6.
He likes 6.
Okay. It's the whole check the lore battle. This does sound pretty damn epic. I can hear people yelling at each other. Watch the grenade! Oh, we're just gonna blend hair into each other? Okay. That's what we're gonna do. Can we move his face closer?
I just can't unwatch this.
No. I don't even know where this Ikari Wars image came from. I'm assuming this is arcade?
The box said Amiga, but
Amiga.
I don't know.
Commodore. Yeah, Commodore Amiga disc.
Yeah.
Okay. I just like that the hair like kind of melds in anyway. Let's see. Oops. Actually, you know what? We can just make that part darker.
Uh-huh.
Just make that part darker. We're gonna try to make that part darker. Oh,
Hi, y'all.
Hey, Jasmine.
hey!
Oh, this is good music to work to. Awesome.
Right?
It's my favorite
I
show
feel like
for a
I'm
reason.
in danger.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, I used to play. Well, I had one of my exes play through Final Fantasy X because it's one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. And when she got to any of the battles, like the boss battles, and the music would change to dramatic battle mode or whatever, it was just too stressful. I like the jiffiness of that. It blinks back and forth.
Oh, they on and off. Let me see if I can get their skin tones to match.
This music is too epic for what I'm doing right now, though. Like, I'm literally just sitting here watching a build deploy.
How exciting!
Oh, yeah. It's riveting. I've been doing it for 8 minutes and 5 seconds.
Does that look like a load bar?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little spinning circle.
What's your favorite co-op game, Jasmine?
My favorite co-op game, like, ever?
Uh-huh.
That's a tough one.
Or what kind of... Do you think of a console when you think of a co-op game?
Honestly,
Specific.
like, I would probably say my favorite co-op experience was raiding and WoW.
Yeah, MMO.
Yeah. Because it was such a great feeling to get 10 or 25 people together and all, like, acting in concert and pulling off, like, these complicated mechanics, and downing that boss is such an amazing...
It's true. Oh, Magica? I remember Magica, if anyone remembers playing that game.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Thought
that
of-
was a good game.
I thought about playing that one on stream too.
That game is hilarious. First
It
of all,
is.
it's very Monty Python-esque, the
Mhm.
comedy in it. And then the fact that you guys can maybe troll each other on accident most of the time was always funny to me. Like, a friend of mine would always like casting rain and then lightning to like kill everything, but it kills you too.
Right.
So every time rain starts like getting cast, it's like, oh crap, everyone shields up because they're about to do this again.
Yeah, I
there's-
also really like the Diablo-esque, the roguelikes.
Oh yeah, those are always fun.
The crash to desktop spell. I remember in Magica.
Was there one?
Yes, and that's literally the effect it had. You cast a spell, it crashes to desktop.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
What else? There was one time where I think you can like do summons, and there are certain summons that if you hit them with certain elements, they get stronger and then they summon more. So we made electrical versions of these electrical summons that if they get hit with electricity, they would just like multiply and like revive each other. and it was like this tiny battle arena. And so we did that one time, and then we took off for lunch. We came back, and they were still alive.
Just kept
Like, okay,
propagating.
we have to quit this. Yeah. Thanks for saving us.
We talked about The Sims a little earlier. I made an entire house where I taught everybody to cook at level 2. Like I made them. It was a full house. It was like 8 players or 8 family members, and I made them all learn how to cook enough that they wouldn't burn the house down. And then I just let it go active for the entire day and came back home to see what they had done. Most of them had quit their jobs and were just lounging around the house. And
I can cook now.
mm.
Oh, River
One of my
City.
friends used to build pools and wait till somebody got in the pool and then remove the pool
Just to watch them drown.
just to watch them drown.
Jasmine has dark friends.
This is new since when?
They added the blue screen spell. It would randomly blue screen something on the screen, instantly killing it. Could happen to friendlies.
Yeah.
I'd be down to re-download Magicka and play that again.
I think I still have it on my computer, to be honest with you.
I bought like some of the newer versions of it too. There's like a Magicka 2, and I think there's like a Magicka Arena where it was an actual versus. But I don't think anyone played it, is the thing.
Yeah, it's not really... That's not a type of game that I want to play versus. Much like I don't want to play an MMO version of Elder Scrolls, because that game is busted, and I just want to, like, be busted and walk around and own the world if I want to, and just do any damn thing I please.
Yeah. Let's see. Get Jeremy's face to be more red.
I played River City Ransom, like, not during its first release, but just to go get that beat 'em up experience. I haven't played River City Ransom Underground, or what's the female-centric one?
River City Girls.
Yeah, I haven't played that one either. I have played Scott Pilgrim vs. the World extensively.
I believe River City Girls is one of those things that it kind of turns things around where, like, you know, in Double Dragon, like, oh, they took our girl, we're gonna get it back. And I think River City Girls, it's like the opposite. Go get your boyfriends. Oh, you know what I just realized? This is, and so there's like an image of them, like their Japanese cartridge, the Technos Japan Famicom cartridge. It's the same image of the volleyball, or not volleyball, the dodgeball, Super Dodgeball game.
Yeah, they're in the same universe. The Technos universe.
Oh, okay. The was it an SNK?
No,
Was there an
Technos.
SNK version of
Oh,
Super
yes, there is. Yeah,
Dodgeball?
yeah, but it is
And
Technos.
it's a really cartoony one, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And you could do Street Fighter moves on the ball.
Yeah.
My favorite version is the NES version, to be honest.
I love that one too.
I mean, the arcade version, I remember that seeing those graphics, because they're Double Dragon graphics, which is also in the same universe. So it was like a bunch of abobos playing dodgeball, which I appreciated as a kid. But the NES version was just fantastic. It was a wide open field like NBA Jam. I didn't feel all confined.
I remember finding out the specials for each character. It was like, oh my gosh, you can control. So the NES version, Sam from the US team was always like OP because you can control the ball. It felt like you can go through everybody. I always got stuck in the Iceland area in the arcade version. It's like I could not get past Iceland. They were too tough. Take too many hit points. Yeah, Game Tracks, Scott Pilgrim was an amazing game. It still is. I'm glad that I have it on my old 360. It is kind of crappy that I can't play it with anybody anymore unless they're here. Or the fact that you just can't get it online.
Yeah, it's a travesty.
Sucky thing about everything being digital these days is just licensing is not able to get any more. Yeah, that's true.
I feel both ways about it. Like what the general said is true to a degree, but in another way, it's not true because you and me just talked about, hey, Magica, let's go play it. We can both download it right now. Like,
Yeah.
in some ways, it's all licensing issues and DRM nonsense. Like, I don't like DRM. That's why I support GOG.com. They go DRM free on all their stuff. And we just talked about, like, I have Vulgar on GOG, so, you know, it's DRM free. I could just give it to you guys, but, like, I do respect the artist.
Yeah, with the ease of use and things, I mean, I understand why they did it, because it cuts back on, you know, the more illegal stuff, because before, like, Netflix, I remember, you know, you went through the trouble of, like, downloading movies and shows and stuff.
Sure,
That's
but
because there was no easy option to do it.
yeah,
Now, with,
I
like, the
wanted to
streaming-
pay for it.
Toe Jam and Earl?
Okay,
You know what's
that
funny?
is one of my favorite co-op games.
Yeah, that's a
Toe
good
Jam
one.
and Earl? I've never played it because I never owned a Sega, but I've always known of Toe Jam and Earl, and I always knew about the music.
You know what's crazy about DuckTales Remastered is that, like, I bought it not knowing that it was going away, but, like, I bought it, so I have it. I have it digitally, so I can re-download it. However, I can't play it on stream because of the licensed music, so it feels like this is the time when I could play it, and yet I can't play it.
I have noticed that some of the rebroadcasts that I have on my Twitch channel,
Uh-huh.
they're muted.
Yeah.
And it was during, I think some of it was during VGM Wednesdays, and then some of it was, one of them was definitely when I had Mike B playing in the background, but I didn't care about that one. It was the first Mike B concert.
Yeah, no, the RIAA sucks, and I have no respect for it at all. Like, I could care less. Like, the way that they influence art and prevent it from being made, distributed, they're a scourge on society. They don't actually help anybody except themselves. So, yeah, I have hot sports opinions about the RIAA. They can go to hell.
Alright. Recording industry, okay.
Yes.
Recording Industry Association of America.
There's an excellent documentary on this subject, which I highly recommend. It wants to present both sides of like artists getting paid for their art, and also new art being made, much like you currently are remixing an Akari Warriors piece of art. You know, like what you're creating here is new and legitimate, right? It's tongue in cheek, clearly.
Yeah.
But like, this is definitely not the same as just the Akari Warriors that you're starting with. It's you're building from this template.
Yeah.
So I support this and your role in this as the artist. So that's the kind of thing that the RIA shuts down. Like, for example, if you play one song that they have their robots looking for, then it's muted and things get taken down and nobody can enjoy this thing that you're creating, which has nothing to do with it. You can find that documentary.
Yeah, I'd be interested in listening to that. I forget what, was it a bass player or something like that? I think she passed away recently. But this lady who was behind, like, you know, big, gonna regret not remembering her name, because she was a lady who was behind Earth, Wind, and Fire and a bunch of other artists. She tried going back into the recording studios that, you know, legendary, I think it was in Motown, maybe? Some legendary studio space, just to come by and say hello. They wouldn't let her in because they didn't know who she was. It's like, well, I kind of helped make this place. I was behind all these big hits that the studio had.
Yeah. Yeah, it's frustrating.
Alright, got a bonus one out of the way. Actually, I'm gonna start posting this stuff on Twitter, I think. I don't know if that's something that we can legally do. I don't know if it's legal. But I will definitely post this up.
What is this one?
TMNT,
the Hyperstone Heist?
All right, so
Genesis.
the film I'd like to go ahead and make your request, Game Tracks. We'd love to put it here.
Yeah, dude.
The film I wanted to recommend was Copyright Criminals. It's a 2009 documentary film. And it's all about, like, what it's really about is hip hop's origins in remixing and, you know, sampling. But yeah, Copyright Criminals. Very much recommend it. It's got that movie has great music because it's talking about the origin samples and the original artists, including there's a time in hip hop where, like, for 10, 15 years, everybody sampled the same drummer who was one of James Brown's backup drummers.
The Avenger. The drum beat. Funky drummer.
Yes, him.
Actually, yeah, look at the funky drummer.
If you play it, we're immediately taken down.
Oh, yep. Never mind.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, for 10, 15 years, that was all of hip hop, was just like your riff on that bass. And he didn't see any money from that, but also all the hip hop artists got shut down. So, like, everybody lost except for the RIAA. So yeah, screw them.
How long did you put that out? Documentary?
Came out in 2009. It's even more timely now, in a time in which, you know, we're all streaming live, we're doing things like this, and we have to mind our P's and Q's to make sure we don't accidentally have, you know, Mike B's broadcast in the background, because if it gets picked up by a robot, then everything we created is now taken down, and you can never play Scott Pilgrim again.
So, this is the Game Tracks request, Xeno Crisis. I don't think I've seen this game, but the indie title, but uses the Sega Genesis soundtrack for the soundtrack. If my internet would not take a dump on me. This looks like Jill.
This is nice. I like this.
It's like Aliens, but like devil versions of Aliens. The whole soundtrack is so good. What kind of game it is? There've been a couple games that
That's a banger right there.
VGMWednesday, like, they would suggest like very interesting Xeno Crisis. Dang it, there's another. There's a Shump when we were doing the Shump shoot 'em up.
I just realized I was probably breaking up pretty bad a second ago.
You were breaking up a lot there. I couldn't actually understand you, Jasmine.
It's a little loud.
I'm breaking up now.
You were, yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't have my earbuds.
But what did you say?
That was why I was breaking up so bad, was that I didn't have my earbuds.
Okay.
This looks like, you know, what's that game? Smash TV.
It does look like Smash TV. a lot.
Very degent. Gent. This is like Smash TV meets Contra / Aliens. It's cool. Oh, Nurse kept suggesting this other game, Blazing Chrome, I think is what it's called. So there's been a couple game suggestions that I've kind of been wanting to check out. Yeah, Blazing Chrome. I mean, look at this image. It screams hella 80s. You can play this on an actual Sega Genesis.
Nice.
That's
I kind of wanted to go over to Jerry's house and play Streets of Rage 4 on his Genesis controller.
On the Genesis controller? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I've been seeing that more often where people have been making new cartridges, I guess, and selling them as like a special. Wasn't Streets of Rage 4 there was like a special Genesis cartridge?
No, but they did that for Mega Man 9 and 10, I believe. Unless I'm incorrect, Game Tracks. But I don't think because it doesn't. Streets of Rage 4 doesn't run on Genesis.
Oh, it just comes in a Genesis box, I guess.
Right. Volgar, the Viking, which I'm leaning towards playing right now.
Yeah.
It came in its own Genesis pack.
Oh, this is on the Switch too.
Yeah, Carlos plays on Switch.
Nice. Oh, we definitely have a couple. We have the main VGM Wednesday track of the day, and then the remix for the bonus track, you know, the Withers Bros. Did Robotnik ever get his own game?
The Mean Bean Machine?
Mean Bean? Okay.
Right?
I think so.
It's a puzzle game.
Bean Machine. That was a good track from Game Tracks.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to go over a couple more of these Captain America's and the Avengers. I don't know how much fun this was in the arcade necessarily, but
Yeah, it's not one of the better arcade beat 'em ups. It's one of the more remembered ones, but it's no Turtles, that's for sure.
yeah, I think I always had issues with beat 'em ups in the arcade, especially if they were like like a free to play type thing. It's too hard to not just keep pressing start or coming to a game with so many credits in it. They're like, well.
Oh yeah,
I
at
felt
free
bad
play
for-
it's not good, unfortunately.
Yeah. I always felt bad for The Simpsons whenever we had the NBA Jam because there'd be like 100 credits on a person. It's like, oh man, it's so hard to kill off people on there too.
Yeah, that's one of the first things I learned after I got my job at Free Play was how to soft boot and thus not harm X-Men beat 'em up whenever I'd walk in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can't imagine. Can you imagine like people like putting in a bunch of credits on all? How many players? 6 players?
6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
So I had a when I was tasked with doing the Wednesday brewery events and having spot challenges, they had me basically do the old GameWorks thing where I go in and I do spot challenges for whatever game and give away brewery swag. And I want to say it was Three Nations Brewery or something like that.
That is a brewery, yes.
Yes. Okay. So that was the brewery that we were supporting that day, or they were supporting us, and so I had their swag to give away. And I was trying to find related ways to give it away. So I called over 6 people to X-Men, and I got on the microphone and I was like, "This is the thing that's wrong and blows up every single game of X-Men ever. Everybody always just spams the credits, and the game loses its stakes, and it's not nearly as fun. But we're going to change all that now. We're going to make that the actual game. So in honor of Three Nations Brewing, it's going to be a race, and I lined all 6 of them up, and I was giving them this spiel while they're standing there ready to play, right? This is the challenge. The first person to get 300 lives on their screen wins. And then they're all just matching start. And you're just hearing Colossus, Wolverine,
Yeah.
like you're just hearing it just as hundreds and hundreds of lives are racked up. 1,800 lives are put on X-Men. And I give away a little trinket, right? And I was like, here you go. Here's your Three Nations Brewery pin or whatever. And now, for the rest of the night, there will be a special secondary, even bigger giveaway. This is my X-Men Magneto challenge. Whoever the first one is to kill off all of the X-Men, like if you guys kill off all these X-Men, you all get a t-shirt. So these 6 players spent the entire rest of the night trying to figure out a way to kill off all of the X-Men, all the 1,800 X-Men that we had put on the machine. And if you beat the game, that was their first thought. Let's just beat the game, then it'll be over. Oh, that's what I told them. They have to get to the game over screen. So they beat the game, except they still had thousands of lives. In fact, one of them gave up and left, and what always happened, which is some other kid came in and was like, oh, I want to play,
Press the buttons.
and then pushed another 600 lives on, and that would just made the task all that more impossible.
Jeez.
Yeah,
It's so
that
fun.
was a dirty trick by saying the game over screen.
Yes. Yeah, and then if you beat X-Men Arcade, it specifically says the game is not over. They called me over the first time they beat it, and I pointed to the message that says, this is not game over.
Does it continue?
It does.
Yes,
You keep all the lives.
over.
Yeah. Yeah, so they still had thousands of lives after they defeated Magneto.
I did not know that it started over until I did the hundreds of lives thing at free play.
Yeah. Yeah, it's everybody's experience, right? It's unfortunate how the free play model treats those Konami beat 'em ups, because they are great games with great music and great art, and they are a lot of fun. And I can tell you, at least for in the case of Ninja Turtles and X-Men, but I would assume all those Konami beat 'em ups, you can beat them all in 1 credit. So they're worth playing. You lose your stakes when you do that many. Oh man, Jerry Robotnik's coming back.
Yeah, I had never beat the game before and really wanted to see the end of the game. So I did a bad. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. I don't begrudge anybody having that experience. Although you must have had too much to drink the night that you were at my X-Men party when we beat it at my house.
I probably did. I had too much to drink at a lot of the parties at your house.
That's true. That's true.
I need to know what this game is. This has popped up twice. The Hyperstone Heist?
That's the version of Turtles in Time that appeared on, I want to say, the Genesis.
Oh, Turtles and... Is it the same game?
It's Genesis TMNT. It's a very similar game to Turtles in Time, with similar stages, if not the same stages. It's better in many ways. Yeah, it had its own levels as well, and you could have a command dash, which made the game a little more playable.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, original Borderlands. So, okay, so I put this one on there because all the other songs I remember from Borderlands are just
Licensed.
copyrighted songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, as much as I'd love to hear Cage the Elephant.
All right.
I can't hear that song without thinking Borderlands, period. There it is.
This.
Man, that's so great.
Oh no! Can we have them? Okay, let's see if we just have them. I want to see if I can cover Robotnik the whole way. gonna have enough time to get rid of all of that. So we're gonna let's see if we can just get Jerry's face in there again. Again, epic music for a not so epic task necessarily. I guess I would need to do this. I also don't remember this song from Borderlands.
I don't remember any of the non-Cage the Elephant songs.
Right?
Gunfire. That's about it. I mean, that song. I'm sorry. That game is great. Absolutely adore it.
I do remember buying it multiple times.
I remember getting gifted the game on Xbox for my birthday, an autographed copy. And this was before, like, I had played Blue Shift, which is one of the early Gearbox games. So it's not like I didn't know at all what Gearbox was doing, but I was just like, yeah, that's cool. My friends made a shooter, and I didn't really pay attention to it. And we played basically the intro level where you meet Claptrap, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. And then never really played it again. It wasn't until I read in a 1,000 Games to Play Before You Die book that I got at Barnes & Noble that synopsized what Borderlands actually is, which is Diablo in a first-person shooter. When I was like,
That's
oh,
all I needed to hear that time.
hell yes. Yeah, that's all they needed to say. And then I totally
remember-
understood. Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, I remember hearing that. I was like, wait, because I needed a Diablo kit because we were playing a bunch of Diablo 2 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wait, an FPS version? Okay, I'm down. I'm bad enough dude to play this.
Okay, I have a meeting, so I will be back later.
All right, see you in a bit.
You guys
So yeah.
keeping me company while I wrote a bunch of test code.
I wish there was a way to turn part of this and just, man, it's so bad, those dudes.
I mean, they did save President Ronnie.
That was such a random, like, oh, it's Ronald Reagan. I get it. I didn't get it as a kid because was Reagan president at that time? It may have been Bush.
He went out at 88, 89. Technically, he was president in January of 89.
Oh, there you go, 89, yeah.
President Ronnie. I think Gorbachev appears in several games, too.
It's true. He's still in the Street Fighter one, no?
Is he still in it? I mean,
Oh,
he's in Street
maybe
Fighter
not
2,
anymore,
but that's 91, so.
Yeah. The old Geef stage ending.
I don't...
Does he dance with you? He dances with you.
Yes, he does. I don't understand, like, conceptually what you're doing there. It just seems like witchcraft.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, so what I did, so I'm trying to cover this up, right?
Yeah.
And in order to make something look like it's covered, there's a tool called clone, right?
Uh-huh.
The thing is, I don't have enough things to kind of clone,
Uh-huh.
so I copied part of it that I want to copy over and over again, like this. And because it only copies, the same angle and everything, what I'm going to do at the end is
It's
just
going in a straight line, yeah.
make it warped eventually. So it'll just do that. But for now, I need to
Man.
make a long enough straight line.
You're an artist. That's all I can say is you're an artist, man.
You do something for a while, get used to it, I guess.
I feel you, but you're definitely doing a TOD here.
A touch of one of the reasons why I'm kind of meh on the new Legacy stuff. You didn't get anything new, man. I don't have any new toys to play with. I got nerfs. It's alright. I don't need nerfs. We're good.
Yeah, nah. I have my game. I don't need an
Yeah.
improvement on that game. I might need another game, like I've been enjoying Streets of Rage 4, but I don't need.
Yeah.
I don't need your Streets of Rage 2 remaster.
4.5. Yeah. Which is weird, right? Because like it feels like there's so many people who are getting super into it right now.
Oh, into New Legacy? I think they're just. I have no idea.
Alright, well, this is the best I can do right now. Oops.
I guess everybody has had the experience of being clawed and just like maybe there is a better way, and then it's just it's just part of the game,
Yeah. I feel you. Like I said, I'd be excited too, like the people are with like new toys, right?
Right.
But I didn't get any new toys, so I'm just gonna chill and play with the old ones that I have already.
Yeah. We watched the video of J-Pong beating me the last Sunday, right? And I hope I'm not being too arrogant when I say I think I'm a better Super Turbo player than J-Pong is. But he 3-0'd me with Claw, right? It's not a fair or a fun match. That doesn't mean like I want somebody to fundamentally alter the game to make that a fair experience for me, because you know what is fun is having somebody who hasn't put as much time into the game and is new to the game be able to challenge me and give me a continued experience. Now I have to climb a mountain that is artificially high, but that's kind of what I want. That's why I'm playing the game.
Yeah. You can tell there's like some. So I remember I was playing J-Pong on Fight Kid. I was getting wrecked, and then I switched over to Geef. It's one of those things where I think he's learned how to play most of us, right?
And he's becoming a better player too.
Yeah. But then once he was playing against like a random Geef, I was like, I think I can. I was winning some,
right.
But that's because he also didn't know what to do. So
right. Yeah, no, he's a new player. It's not, and that's not his fault either.
I'm so ready for No May November, just because. Wait, December. No May December. Just because I think I'm ready to try out Geef. I think I've been inspired randomly.
I need to get back to playing on the Versus City again. Like it's gonna feel like No May in December whenever I'm actually just touching the start button.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, do I remember how to play this stretchy arm dude? What was his name again?
Dollsim? I think his name is Dolls. Like a doll.
Hey Mike, you're here to talk. Speak. He's muted and no, Mike Blomgren.
Oh, hey Mike. Best Mike B.
Yeah, best Mike B. There he is. How's it going, Mike? What do you think of all this music?
My bad. This might be, I had like the music coming in straight to Discord, so I'm gonna mute Discord and listen through the Twitch stream, I think.
Oh, no. You're gonna hear it on both. It's because of me. We can start killing the music from my end since we're done. I was just trying to do a quick extra track over here.
Hey, let me use the restroom real quick, and I'll queue up whatever game that Mike can tolerate.
Okay, this is the easiest way to do this.
It's fine. It's just like way louder coming through Discord than through Twitch.
Yeah, that's because it's me. So just turn me down on Discord. And I'll turn this off in a few anyway. And I'll let you guys get your game and host on, man. Hey, how's it going, Andy?
I'm trying to find a nice balance between like y'all being able to hear me and Ian not being super quiet when I turn it down the music.
Yeah. It's honestly like we have to find another way to do this, and hopefully what we can do is have a separate account, maybe like a VGM Wednesday account, playing the music in Discord. I don't know how to do that though. There's got to be like a music player for. But then we have to be able to also like listen in on what that music player is playing too. We'll set it up. Maybe I'll set one up on my phone or something.
Oh, nice. I didn't realize you did an Akari Warriors.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Oh, here. I'll show you the big one.
Hello, hello.
And he's back to join in on me, just like, and I wouldn't say giving up, but making an easier way of getting rid of something that's difficult to get rid of in the background.
I like it.
Just put a gradient on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what?
Nice, I like that Knuckles a lot.
Keaton Knuckles. We've had so much Battletoads versus Double Dragons, actually.
What do I put for games that we could play? I know I put some on the run sheet. I was just sort of riffing. I haven't been inspired on guests to get on the stream as of late. You know, like Streets of Rage 4 came out, so I got the artist there. Hitting all the indie games that were in. I guess I could reach out to the guy who did Cosmotrons. But he's joined the armed forces, so I don't know how available he is.
You were able to get the Sky Cursor guy, right?
Yeah, two of them actually. But now I'm at this point where like I don't know who to go seek out. Like it would need to be somebody that I or we are passionate about speaking to. Otherwise, the conversation just sort of dies. Where it's just like, so they say you're really good at making shoes and you are making millions of dollars for these shoes, and they're for women, and so that's cool. You ever play a video game? Like I don't. You need someone you have a connection to, and I can't think of an inspiration right now.
You said you've met Tim Kitzrow before, right?
I have talked to him a time or two. There's discussion there. He's a busy guy.
Oh yeah, I can.
I could
Tommy,
see
Tommy
him.
Tellerico?
Yes. Okay. So we slipped into DMs, and he never came there, because he was like, "Yeah, absolutely, I'll do the show. DM me." I DM'd him, and that's the end of that. Which is sometimes what happens too.
Local players, maybe.
Well, I did like the. I don't know if you did it for all Hall of Fame people, but I liked the interview with Ed on Monday.
Yeah. I've started doing that. I've done it probably every week. Let's see. I know I did Ed. I know I did Ethan the week before that. I've already talked to Jerry. He's going to be next week's Hall of Famer. DLs
Man,
himself.
Ethan was making us feel old listening in.
So yeah, I've been doing it with every Spotlight Hall of Famer.
Feel old.
Nice. Yeah, he was like, "Oh yeah, my childhood. You know, my favorite wrestler was like The Rock and things like that." I don't know. There was some other stuff that was like, "Oh, I feel dated."
And I felt sorry because no pho ever.
Yeah, no pho.
He thought the best basketball player of all time was Steph Curry, and not that old man LeBron.
Old man LeBron.
Hey, that's how the kids feel, right?
Hey, ESPN came out with their like top 100 of all time, and people are pretty mad because they put Curry number 13.
I mean, ESPN's all about recency bias.
Yeah.
I believe before UT and Vince, shoot, who's the UT quarterback? Beat USC.
Vince Young.
Vince Young, yeah, UT and Vince Young before they obliterated USC in that famous bowl game. They had a whole week of programming on ESPN where they were all like, let's compare USC to this great program of all time. Which is the best team of all time? And USC is the answer. Let's go to all 10 panelists. All of them say USC, best of all time, and then they go and lose their championship game.
Watching that game was painful because I remember I was with like a group of like 40 people, and we're like, yeah, these commentators really love this team that I think we have a chance to beat.
Right. Yeah, it's all about recency bias with them, which is why I actually do get fatigued of like hearing from. Oh wow, they got the. If you talk to Josh, Ian, there's a cleaned up version of that GIF
Of
Boat Guy. See how Boat Guy's in the forefront here?
oh yeah.
Yeah, he
I
actually.
can probably steal it from your Google Drive or from your machine actually. So
Gotcha. Yeah. No, he has a cleaned up version where all the pants are there.
nice. All the pants are there.
Yeah, there's not a random boat railing in the way.
I mean, we all know. We all know Jeremy's not wearing pants right now anyway. I mean, are any of us wearing pants right now?
I mean, I am, but I could change that if you want me to.
No, I'm in the PJs still. We're okay.
As long as someone's representing right.
I told my department I think I changed today for the first time this week. They were grossed out.
Just put a camera in front of yourself every day, and that'll make you change a lot.
That's true.
It'll keep you honest-ish.
All right, and with that, I'm gonna go take a shower. No, just kidding.
All right. I need to see.
Number 2.
So
now noticed the Ian Black Panther.
while I have you here, I want to vote on what game we play next. Amongst people who are listening to my voice and can respond. So I got Volgar the Viking, which is kind of the way I'm leaning now. And ultimately it doesn't matter. Like whatever we want to play, as long as we're playing together, I'm cool. There's Stephanie's husband's game, Super Win the Game. We could continue with that.
Did you ever get that? You got that to work?
Yes, we played it for about an hour and a half yesterday. I kind of, it's a Metroidvania game at its core. So I feel like I'd want Ethan here and Little Gourmet to narrate and be a part of the weirdness with me.
Oh, we heard that one already. This is also a good co-op, by the way.
You're trying to go co-op, right?
Oh, Chris, you mean?
Yeah, because I guess you can't. There aren't any like competitive games that are like something you can play over the course of like a couple of hours.
Check the lore, alright?
Well, no, I mean Magical Drop 3 is on the list. Volgar the Viking's not. Is like I'm gonna be here and talk to whoever's here, and Mike's gonna be here for at least an hour. And you know, if I'm just chatting with Mike while I lose again and again and again, and he tells me how bad I am at Volgar the Viking, then I'm cool with that. Magical Drop 3, we can play. It's a puzzle game.
Twinkle Star Sprites. There's y'all's Twinkle Star Sprites.
I love that game. That was my sit down. I've lost in Street Fighter 4 at Arcade UFO. I'm just gonna play this game for a while now.
Nice.
I got it on a Switch recently. If you ever, I don't know if we can play remote.
Not Switch. I can do.
Not on the Switch.
I can do Steam Remote Play, but the games I can do Steam Remote Play on are, I don't know, limited. Not limited, but oh yes, limited. I wonder if I can search just by Remote Play. Remote Play together. There we go. Okay.
I should look up. So I know they did this the first time that somebody tried the 4-player Streets of Rage 4. But some program called Parsec.
Okay, there's plenty of options here. Amnesia, Dark Descent, Beat Hazard. Can't do Beat Hazard because licensed music. Castle Smashers. Cuphead. That sounds brutal doing Cuphead remote.
Cuphead.
You can't have a pixel of lag on that game.
Yeah.
The new Gauntlet. When I say new, I mean 2016 Gauntlet. Double Dragon Neon. Magica.
Is this an actual song?
Portal. I can't imagine playing Portal remotely. It's not. That's just watching someone else play. Portal 2. Road Redemption. Hey, is that out of beta or alpha or whatever?
Mass Effect 3? Is Mass Effect 3 co-op? I'm gonna skip this one just because I'm afraid that this might be someone's music.
Mega Drive classics as well. I'll just keep talking over the top of it. That way, hopefully, it'll more likely shut it down.
It's the current video. I think we've.
Do you know what the best game on the Mega Drive Classics is? And I refuse to believe anything else.
I'm willing to listen.
Columns 3.
Columns 3 is a good game.
I just bought the hard copy
Is
of
that
that
you?
like a few months ago.
You know, like, Columns is good, but for some reason, and, you know, I've never tried Columns 2. It looks kind of just like a reskin, but 3, like, just the head-to-head mode, just something about it. It just makes me want to keep playing. I don't know. I got really into it for a couple weeks, and then I just dropped it and never touched it again.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's with head-to-head multiplayer in mind at its creation. Because Columns 1 is a great game, except it's just it's purely side-by-side single player who can last the longest. Columns 3 actually introduced elements where you are doing well monkeys with the person beside you.
Right, yeah, and then there's
VGMWednesday,
definitely
by the
the
way.
different AI and the different characters. They all have different play styles, so you know that they were going to try to win early, try to do whatever. Again, it's been a little while, but I kind of remember you had to have certain strategies for certain characters. And I only think I made it a couple bosses in or a couple characters in.
It looks like Star Wall is also remote play. That's 1 to 4 players. That's like a narwhal version of Joust in space. It's weird, but it's great.
Have you tried to remote play Speedrunners already?
No, I'm not familiar with that game.
Speedrunners is hilarious.
Yeah, you're just like, it's basically a race, but whoever lives the longest or lasts the longest before getting killed by all the obstacles or other.
It's like a platforming race. Different characters, I think, have different jumps and stuff.
It could probably work remote play.
Can I hear? You're still restreaming me, right?
Oh,
My boss
yes,
is
I am.
calling me.
Sorry.
I'll hop
I'll
off.
hit the button.
Oh no, I was gonna show speedrunners, but
Oh, my bad. I'm going back.
we go.
See my hairline.
Speedrunners. Sorry if this is loud, everybody. It's like Mario Kart. It's like a weird race that you guys have. Everyone has like grappling hooks, I think. And you can like grapple other people. There's different power-ups you can get, missiles and stuff. And it's very platformy.
That does look interesting. It's another game that looks like you need remote, or not remote, but like couch co-op.
This is a couch co-op game for sure.
Yeah, because you can't have like a frame of lag. It's too intense.
No, it does get pretty intense at the end. It gets between some of my friends and I, it gets very competitive.
Yeah, that looks
Like
great.
Very intense, like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
With platforming. There's another hilarious nice couch co-op game.
Have you heard of Volgar?
Can we look it up?
Yes. Look at Volgar. This game's brutally hard. Mike, do you know this game?
Yeah, I remember that they ported it like retroactively to the Dreamcast, and I remember hearing how hard it is. It's a great kind of retro platformer with a Viking, and that's really about
Adult
it.
Sim games.
It's music on this trailer too. Nah, that's a long play. Give me a trailer. Give me a trailer.
Trailer?
Obviously, that is the gameplay. Because this game is super metal.
I just love death.
Dude, there's so much death in this game.
Looks like there's space levels too.
Yes. It's a lot of like there's a Castlevania inspired level.
Yeah.
Rastan is the one it's most inspired by. It's got some ghosts or ghouls and ghosts in it.
That's kind of that element thing to it too. I've been playing that one.
There's just this sublime level you can get to with it where you're just doing everything perfect, right?
Volgar the Viking.
Yeah.
And like knowing how hard it is and watching someone like get to that point, I feel like or being yourself the one who gets there is what's compelling to me. It's brutal, and then suddenly it's just like, all right, you can do it, and you are the metal person who is just like, F all this and all of your monsters and all of your cheap kills. I'm gonna beat it all anyway.
Yeah, I have that Zen feeling with first Arkham Asylum game. There's like a non-stop like
Yes,
bad
yeah. When you
guys
combo an
coming to you,
entire like group of baddies that come in, yeah.